We already predicted every team's record. Now we're going to predict what would make each team have a successful season.
The Ravens have to make the AFC Championship game.
For it to be successful?
They absolutely have to make the AFC Championship game. They cannot lose before. If they lose in the divisional, disappointment.
How far did the Ravens get last year?
Lamar was hurt.
I don't care. How far did the Ravens get last year?
We're talking about the Ravens, not Lamar.
Bro.
Welcome back to another episode of Caps Off by the Game Day. Happy Friday.
Happy fucking Friday.
Y'all sound pumped.
Happy Friday.
No,
Friday. Gotta get down on Friday.
Everybody's looking for the week. That's a banger.
Dude,
Yo,
there's preseason football this weekend.
You guys were hold on, but you guys were talking about Johnny Football. You watched it last night, right?
Bro,
How was it?
that documentary?
I didn't watch it.
I watched Hard Knocks.
Did y'all watch Hard Knocks?
I didn't.
watched the first episode.
I was watching.
Adam hates football.
Adam only non-football.
Oh, y'all didn't
boys.
finish the quarterback doc
Nah,
either?
that shit sucked. But Johnny Manziel.
The Johnny Manziel
Oh
doc.
my God,
That
electric, bro.
That is one of the best documentaries I've ever watched.
I just saw the clip that went
I'm gonna
viral. And
watch
it
it
was
this
like
weekend.
he
Y'all-
never
like, y'all gotta watch
watched
Johnny
any
Manziel.
film. Like when
Never
they were
watched
talking,
film?
you didn't watch.
There's so many comments. Oh, wait, hold on. What?
Okay, you're
I
talking
saw the
about-
Johnny
viral
Manziel
video
not
of him
watching-
talking of the when
hiding
he went
watching
around.
film.
He
yeah,
didn't
he-
watch any film.
And I think it's like they cut it to him. They're like, some guy's like, yeah, like apparently he watched no film, and you can tell like the producer, whoever just asked the question, like, how much film did you watch? He goes,
He's like,
0.
It showed.
0.0.
It showed on the football
nah,
field.
that dude.
But he just didn't care. Like there's this thing like he just
Well,
had no drive.
For,
Like,
it showed in the NFL, but he didn't fucking do anything in college either, and he was the
Yeah.
best player in
that's
history,
true.
bro.
He would've-
Arguably.
Well, he was just
Yeah,
reacting.
I mean,
he was
that-
just going off pure talent. He was like,
Yeah, but that kind of talent at 5'10", bro. Like you're going against,
5'10", $180.
like you're playing against dudes like fucking proven prospects. Like they had just gone to the SEC.
Bro,
Alabama was at the
I was
top
like,
of their
he
prime.
went into
And he's-
Bama in their prime and fucking kicked their ass.
Like there's a like
agree.
Johnny Manziel is widely considered arguably the greatest college football player ever. He's one of like the 5. He's always in the conversation, right?
He's the craziest.
You got like
player
Charles
I've ever
Woodson in that conversation, Tim Tebow, Christian McCaffrey,
Reggie Bush.
Vince
Reggie
Young.
Bush,
yeah.
Vince Young. But Johnny Manziel's always in that conversation. The fact that he's in that conversation,
He didn't watch a lick of film. He was hung over every practice.
hung over every practice, didn't do anything that really makes a great athlete a great athlete.
goes to
the
show what he
funniest thing-
could have been if he watched film and
Yeah.
actually.
Did we take him
But
in
it
the
was-
guys I'd want to get a beer with draft?
Yeah,
Yeah,
someone did.
I think
He
I took
better
him.
I mean, you
taken.
you cleared him.
I think I took him.
Yeah.
But bro, like I think it's like they like interviewed his best friend for like part of it, like growing up and
That was
everything,
fucked
who was
up
like also like
afterwards.
his agent, I guess, when he was in
cool.
college.
helped him get all the money with the autographs. And
Yeah,
shit.
and then Johnny said, "Fuck you." But
Yeah, fuck that, bro.
But anyway, it was like he was talking. He's like, yeah. So like when you think like athletes, like the top athletes in the world, you think so regimented, right? Have a strict diet.
Michael Jordan.
Don't do it. Blah blah. Like literally Michael Jordan. All
LeBron
this
James.
stuff. He goes.
Tom
But
Brady.
Johnny was just a frat boy who played football, man. Like that guy, he was really like he was really true to the win or lose. We still booze. Like
Yeah.
Win or
that
lose, we
dude-
still booze.
That was what he literally says. Like that Johnny was doing that no matter what.
Also, at the
crazy.
end of the doc, Johnny said, "Yeah, I was honestly just a frat boy, and the football team was my fraternity." And I was like, "That's a great way to put it."
It's
Did
perfect.
he have any
That's
like?
pretty cool.
I mean, I'll watch it. But did he have any like regrets about how
Oh,
serious
yeah.
he took the career?
Nah,
Well-
I don't think so. Honestly, I didn't get that. In fact, I got that he still hasn't like rationalized. Like I don't.
He
think
has
he's-
a little. Cause didn't he say something like he was like, oh, like you know, like I have realized now, like man, if I actually just put in the work, like he's like, I know if I put in the work, I could have been good, but I didn't want to. Like,
That's what I'm saying. So I don't think he like.
Not
don't think he
necessarily
would've changed
regrets.
it.
What does
yeah.
he do now?
Yeah.
Does he make money?
I don't
He
know.
just is
he
Johnny
probably
Football.
still makes a lot of money because he's Johnny Manziel and there's sponsorships.
Sponsorships and whatnot.
brand
Did he, how much
sponsorships?
money?
Not
Was
a
he
brand,
first?
like-
I don't
was
know.
he first overall? Was he
Brands
first
literally
overall?
detach themselves from anybody that shows any kind of behavior like he
Was he
has.
first
No idea.
overall?
No, he was
No,
22nd.
he was like 20.
He fell.
Oh,
He
right.
fell
I remember.
because of issues
Dude, honestly, like
He was like one of the best
The
players. in the draft.
Cowboys were there were a lot of rumors around the Cowboys that year, and thank God.
How
we
much
drafted
money
Zach
did he
Martin.
make in his
We drafted
NFL
Zach
career?
Martin
My
instead
God,
of
what
instead of
would
Johnny
he be?
Manziel,
With,
bro. It was
like,
literally
he-
insane.
Yeah.
he had a whole Money Manziel line, Nike and all this shit, but like
So he's made some good money.
his signing bonus like 8.5.
Oh, he made a lot. He made
He's
millions.
also
Ton of
probably
money.
getting some royalties off of the fact that Drake said Johnny Manziel.
Could be. I don't know, bro. It was actually
I don't
hella
think.
funny.
Nah, I don't think
They
so.
were-
Don't think
they were
so?
talking-
more so exposure.
I don't know if that's giving him enough money to.
Bro,
like,
there was.
You'd be
You
surprised.
mentioned that though. It was sick. So they're showing like in college, like when Johnny started popping off, they made a list of like a bunch of stuff, like dreams, like they
Like
would
bucket
love
list.
to have bucket
Yeah.
list shit. Like
And one
as
of
soon
them
as he
was
started
the
popping,
Drake?
off, one of them was be mentioned in a Drake song.
that's awesome.
That's
which is so
crazy.
sick.
That is
I was-
awesome.
And
All
then
right.
like
All right,
right
I'm
after
in.
that, you see him with Drake.
Yeah,
You're
that
I gotta
you
watch
sold
it.
me. You
I
sold
gotta
me.
It's
it starts
incredible,
off.
bro.
It's like literally you feel like his life because it feels like it starts off so high, like so hype. He's the fucking man. Then like
False.
I got an 8-hour
I
flight
finished it.
coming up on Sunday,
you
so I
gotta
got a
watch
few
it.
things.
It's a quick one
download it.
too. It's a quick one.
bro, I finished that shit, and me and my roommate looked at each other. We were
Sad.
like, "Fuck."
It's sad. It's sad.
I heard you talking about better than Manti Te'o though, or no? Because Manti Te'o was pretty sad.
It was great. But,
Manti Te'o
so,
was just-
for perspective, they're both in the Untold series, right? Untold, great. It's a great series. I
Awesome
thought the
series.
Jake Paul one was fucking terrible, which was like a huge surprise for me because Untold hasn't missed, in my
it was
opinion, yet.
fine. Like,
There was just no story arc, and it was kind of
Yeah.
weird. This one is up to par with any that I've seen. Like
any
they
documentary.
Nice.
Yeah, really good. But I think just like perspective, I mean, it's been a while since we've seen a college football player be the biggest athlete in America,
world.
at least. Right now,
He was-
it's hard to say the world because
Not world, but in America.
but in
Like,
America,
he was bigger than LeBron.
college football was like, yeah, he was bigger than LeBron, bro. Like he was the best. He was the biggest athlete.
Bro,
at that
Skip
time.
Bayless
Like,
said that he
LeBron
was gonna.
asking to hang out with him.
Skip Bayless was saying that he was gonna be like LeBron James was gonna be the second guy in
Yeah.
Cleveland.
I don't
That,
know.
Like,
Did you think
that
about this?
Johnny Manziel was gonna
Drake,
run Cleveland.
Justin Bieber, Floyd Mayweather, LeBron James, they were all asking to hang out with Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
That's how fucking
I mean, you got
big he
Johnny
was.
Manziel. Well, how many years ago was that?
10?
10 years ago?
Yeah.
It was 2012
So you know
was
who?
the season.
And then right now you
got
got like Alex Earl. She's the Johnny Manziel right now.
horrible comp.
How?
I'm just not gonna speak on that. I'm not
People
sure.
want to hang out with her?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people want to hang out with her right now.
You do, maybe I did.
I would.
I would. Yeah,
I
can't
think,
deny
I think-
that.
I was talking to Lipa. The closest comp that we've had since him is probably Joe Burrow, like that year at LSU.
I don't even
He
think.
went-
I don't
It's
even-
not close.
It's not
though.
even close.
It's not even close, but he's the closest.
I know it.
comp.
I know, like it's a joke with Alex Earl, but from a person in college to have that like that
Kind of pull.
be that-
that
mag-
pull on society.
Yeah.
Alex Earl's the closest thing right now, in my opinion, which is crazy to
Livy
think.
Dunn.
Livy Dunn,
Livy
yes.
Dunn, probably. I
Probably
don't think,
that.
but like
Both are
it's
college.
disrespectful to Johnny
It is
football
very
to like.
disrespectful to Johnny
Yeah,
Manziel.
obviously.
Dude,
I'm
love
not
it.
saying
One
it
of
to
the
be
first-
respectful.
One of the first scenes of it though, and they're like, they asked me like, so did you like the
With all due
nickname
respect.
Johnny Football? He goes, I fucking loved it, Johnny fucking Football. And it's like him now. He's like, it was, dude, that was like the first time like
Alex Earl and
fucking
Johnny
go,
Football,
like-
two of the greatest
Yeah.
collegiate
You knew it was
people
gonna
of
be
all
good after
time.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk
hella real, though.
actual football. We have a whole new series
Well,
we're
how
gonna
was
do right
Hard Knocks
now.
actually?
Oh,
Real
Hard
quick.
Knocks was great.
Was it good?
You got to watch it. Did you
Yeah?
watch it?
Give
No,
a
I didn't
quick
have time
elevator
yesterday.
pitch on
Quick
Hard Knocks.
elevator pitch. It is entirely about Aaron Rodgers.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Like Aaron Rodgers is the main
gotta be.
character,
As it should be,
and it's
honestly.
I
They
gotta
highlight
watch it. I heard it's great.
really one of my favorite scenes though was they highlighted the friendly rivalry between Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner.
Also heard about
Both of those guys just like push each other to
Iron
be
sharpens
better.
iron.
Exactly, and like they obviously both won Rookie of the Year together and like came up together and
crazy.
they're boys and they just like challenge each other every day at practice and it was it was just a 60.
The Jets are fucking.
They highlight Zach Wilson a little bit, like obviously going from potential face of the franchise to backup.
Ah, it's gonna be so. I
Like,
gotta watch
it's
this
gonna be
shit.
good.
It sounds so
but like
good.
Rodgers, bro, he is the idol for these guys. Like I don't remember who it was, but some defender came over, like who was like. There was a scene where some defender walked over to him and he was like, "Dude, I'm 24. I've been watching you since I was 7. Like you're my idol, bro. Like
That's
it is so
fucking
crazy that we're
crazy.
teammates." And he was like, "Appreciate it, man." Like Rodgers is literally these kids' idol. Like they're younger than we are.
That's what I was trying to
So, like,
tell y'all,
I'll be honest, I
bro.
would feel hella weird saying that to Aaron Rodgers though.
Yeah, but like if your
Nah.
teammates,
teammate,
You would
he
want
knows
to
that.
get it off your chest.
He knows that. You say it one time, now it's over. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
Which,
exactly. It was cute. A little cute interaction.
Which Jets
That's
youngin?
very
It was very
Which
cool.
Jets youngin's gonna have a better career, Sauce Gardner or Garrett Wilson?
Sauce.
But
Garrett
it's
Wilson.
not. It's not an indictment to Garrett Wilson.
No,
It's just
no,
Sauce
not at all.
Sauce is on Dion level
I think
and Jalen Ramsey
all right,
level.
bro, he's
Jalen
played
Ramsey's
one-
on that
he's
level.
played 1 year.
Yeah, facts.
Let's not put him on Dion level.
Bro, that rookie Sauce probably had the greatest rookie year we've seen from a
1
corner
year,
in
though.
history.
Like,
So when am I going to judge him off his third year when he hasn't played a third year?
it's just hard to say he's at Dion level.
Yeah,
No.
I agree. I don't know how you could say he's on Dion
trajectory.
trajectory.
Okay.
Fine. That's
Okay,
different.
well.
That's
I
different.
still think Garrett Wilson have a better career just because wide receivers are more. They have a more longevity. Than
Yeah,
corners, it
the
seems
fall
like.
off for corners can happen.
Yeah, it's quick.
yeah,
All right,
but
well, I
Sauce
don't know.
could go down as one of the best corners ever. I don't
And
really.
Garrett
Well,
Wilson could
Darrell
be one of the
Revis
best
is
wide
probably
receivers.
really-
like 5 years, so like
Bro, here's-
he's still regarded as one of the greatest.
When we
ones
saw
ever.
Jalen Ramsey's rookie year in Jacksonville, he was on Dion level. And what I mean by that is like, it's rare any corner you can even like put on that type of trajectory. There's very few. And Jalen was there after his rookie year.
What
and
about
Sauce was
Josh
there after his
Norman?
rookie year.
Josh Norman had that one season where like nobody scored on him in the
Yeah, but he was-
entire.
I'm
kinda
yeah,
curious.
he had that one.
Yeah, but he
year.
was a zone.
I'm
corner
curious.
guy. Like
you,
Richard Sherman. He's
you
not
could
on
probably
that
speak
level
on it
either.
way more. Like, what would put someone close enough to Dion's level? Like, what
Well,
are the
no, they
types
gotta-
of what are the types of like accolades that you would need in almost to get there. Because I think off 1 year is one thing, but then 8 years in, I feel like Jalen Ramsey's been the closest thing to being one of the best.
Agreed.
So it's just pure consistency?
It's holding that level over time.
Yeah.
And so just to be able to, just to be like some guys don't even have the potential to be there. That's what I mean. Sauce has that potential to be there.
Okay.
Most corners don't, but Pat Surtain does. That's another guy that does.
Yeah, I agree.
He's that good. But Sauce is a little bit more flashy.
Those two have the potential. Those two are likely going to be the best corners over the next decade. And therefore, if they keep up that consistency,
Potentially.
they can be on Deion's level. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I think a guy that doesn't get mentioned enough is Patrick Peterson.
Peterson? Yeah.
Pat Pete should have been there, too, in that conversation. He was that good for that long, too.
Right.
But he played in an era with, like, Sherman and...
Anyway, that first episode of Hard Knocks, though, it was hype.
Dope.
It was hype. Like, it's just cool, bro. Like, I mean, I do think it's cursing the Jets, but whatever.
Well, the Jets are already cursed. It might
I
be
saw
a
someone on
reverse
Twitter.
curse.
Maybe.
What were your thoughts on Robert Saleh? I saw someone on Twitter being like, he's
dope.
He's cool, but then like there's something off about him.
Definitely. I definitely think like I always thought there was something off about him before watching this, and I was like, okay, now I get it.
Oh.
But still, there is that little bit of element of like something's a little off.
As in what?
I don't know. He's like a little odd. I don't even know. Something about his face.
Well, he's like hella intense.
No, he's intense. He's like Adam. He just throws the word fucking at every other word.
Okay, I like it.
Which I thought was funny.
Is he like Adam too, where the jokes don't hit every time?
He did have some like weird analogy about a bird.
Yep,
yeah. He has weird analogies like Adam.
He had some weird analogy about a bird that Aaron Rodgers was loving.
The raven.
Does he wear all black? Like
the raven and the crow. Yeah,
like
I didn't understand it.
The crow.
Yeah, it was not whatever.
So,
it was.
I'm excited
he's cool,
to watch
He's
it,
a good
bro.
coach. Like you could tell, he's a good coach. And
Chisel jaw.
who is it? Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah.
Is he the guy?
Yeah, he's OC.
I like. Oh,
well, him and Rodgers are
amazing scene. They were talking. They did a whole thing about how Rodgers and him are like boys. Like they're actually friends. You know, like they play this like fun game, pylon game, basically, where they're throwing a ball at a pylon for like points, just against each other. And like Nathaniel Hackett plays with them too. And part of the game is trying to distract each other so you don't hit the pylon and get the points. And they just yell out stupid shit. So like whatever. Fucking naked animal. That's literally anything. Whatever.
All animals are naked.
And as Hackett's throwing it, Aaron Rodgers goes, Sean Payton. As he throws it. It was so fucking funny.
That's funny.
Oh my God. It was so funny.
That's good.
That's funny.
And then they cut to the scene where Rodgers is talking about Sean Payton, obviously, and like how
Good transition.
he talked
Way to be
into it.
Nathaniel.
Yeah, it was good.
Way to be.
Way to be. All right. Well, we got a new series.
We do have a new series. The series is
Yeah.
only going to take place just today, but we're going to basically go through every single team in the NFL and say what would give them a successful season. Essentially, what we think would be a successful season.
Like
for that
realistically,
team.
successful.
realistically successful.
And the
Like,
reason
I'm not going to say the Texans will win the Super Bowl this year.
2025.
Yeah.
The reason for that is I feel like a lot of people talk through ceilings and floors and like, oh, this team has Super Bowl aspirations and this team, and of course they do, but I feel like as a fan, what your realistic expectations should be, if that ends up happening, is something that you should be happy with, and that doesn't get talked about enough.
Yeah, totally. So we already predicted every team's record. Now we're going to predict what would make each team have a successful season.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Should we start?
Yeah, let's do it, guys.
Let's just go around each division. What division do you want to start with? Pick a division. Go.
NFC East.
Great.
All right.
Pick
I'll
a team.
Take the Commanders. Oh, why did I do that?
Go. What you want the Cowboys?
Fuck.
No. Take a different team.
No.
Dallas.
Fine.
We all got to take our teams. Yeah. Because we know our teams. We have to
Fine.
be realistic.
I don't
Fine.
think
I'll
there's
get
anything
the
wrong with it.
Giants then.
I'll take the Eagles.
All right.
All right. That's a tough one for you, man.
Why?
Come on. It's a
They were
joke.
my dark horse last year.
It's sarcasm. Anyway.
Nope, didn't.
So
didn't.
You want to start?
Yeah. I'll do it. Here's realistically what. Here's
Think about it for a second.
This is what a successful season.
Here's realistically what a successful season for the Washington Commanders looks like. I think you realize Sam Howell might be the guy, not like the guy, but you realize he shows some flashes. Maybe we can get him in a second year starting. We can maybe make the playoffs next year. They go about 8-9, hover around 500. I think that's fine because I think Sam Howell has some.
What was their record last year?
Like Sam Howell at UNC was actually really, really good. He was if he came out after. Instead, if he didn't stay his senior year, if he came out then, he would have been a first-round pick. So he has some potential.
If Sam Howell plays
I think he's just
well-
like North Carolina guys.
Yeah, it's something about him and Mitch. It's that connection, bro.
I think they have to go. They have to be over 500. They were 8-1 last year. You have to at least be over 500.
8-1.
You think so?
Yeah.
Nah, but the division's tough.
I think as long
That's why to me it would be a
But
successful.
that
You need to
defense-
have some sort of improvement, and I think if you can couple Sam Howell's success and being the guy, or finding out that he could be the guy, and them being 9-8,
they do have an awesome defense too, like underrated defense.
And also
Chase Young will be
continued success of Terry McLaurin. Who's their running back? The guy that walks
Brian
up.
Robinson.
Brian
Kind of
Robinson.
find his
I said
footing.
Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, many men.
Brian Robinson.
Many men.
That video goes
The only
so
reason to
hard.
like Brian Robinson.
I think another part to it is Eric. Like
Good
the
dog.
offense looks a lot better under Eric Bieniemy.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say,
Sam Howell.
that's gonna make a big difference.
Because
Yeah.
Ron Rivera feels like he
Eric-
could be on his
Eric
last
Bieniemy?
leg.
I was
there.
gonna say if this
Eric
is
Bieniemy could be the next head coach. He's never had a head coaching opportunity.
Ron Rivera, for his sake of his job, needs Sam Howell. He needs to be proven right that Sam Howell is worth believing in.
Yeah.
So I think if that happens, yeah, you can probably go 9-8. That's a successful.
I feel like
year
successful
for-
season is 9-8.
Yeah.
And your quarterback shows
Your
that
quarterback
he can play.
shows that
Maybe
he
you
can
don't
play.
necessarily make the playoffs, but you go above 500.
Well, you're not going to make the playoffs.
You don't finish last in the NFC East.
Well,
now we're
that
talking.
would actually
now
be-
we're talking
Yeah.
because they're competing with the Giants.
if
Realistically,
you-
yeah,
if
I would
the-
say if they finish third in the NFC East, good job. You did better than people think.
Agreed.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
But I don't think Sam Howell's the guy. And if
But
he turns
the
out to
thing
be
is,
the guy,
honestly, but none of us know if he's the guy or not because he played one game last year.
Well,
against,
hold
like,
on.
backups.
At UNC, after his sophomore year, he was considered if he would enter the draft right then and there, then he would have been like the consensus.
what did I
number
just
one
say,
overall.
brother?
Did you just say that?
Did
Yeah.
you say that?
Sorry, missed
I
it.
just look at you.
And no, Adam's gonna make the edit. He's gonna clip that. He's gonna make it seem like he brought up that
'cause I didn't-
that analysis.
I
I
that
didn't,
one
because
down.
I didn't.
I'm just
I
gonna
didn't
be
finish,
sitting here
No,
fucking
'cause I
knocking
didn't
my
finish-
dick around.
I didn't finish my thought. I didn't finish my thought. I could.
Bro, as soon
There's
as he
nothing
said,
there.
"Well, UNC," I'm
What
like,
did you
"Oh,
exactly
here we
say?
go."
What did you exactly say?
I said
that
when
word for
Sam
word.
Howell, if he could have came out like after, I didn't remember exactly what year it was. But I was like, if he could have came
Sophomore
out after
or
the year
freshman.
he went off, people said he would have been a first round pick.
And then I said,
Not first
I
overall,
think you
but-
just like UNC guys. And
And I was like,
Oh,
oh yeah,
I
that
remember
connection
that.
with
All
me.
right, we gotta move through all these
Yeah.
teams. We got
Yeah.
32
No, but,
teams.
yeah, but Adam probably explained it better. You can put that in the edit. But
Adam,
Hey,
dude,
sorry, bro.
hey,
dude, Adam, you're
it's
built
all
for the
good.
camera, bro.
He's done that a couple times though.
Yeah,
with
but I usually
he
call him
doesn't
out
listen.
on it, though.
He doesn't listen. Hey, Felipe.
No, I
He does-
remember
well
you-
because his mind's just always going. You know.
Felipe,
It's true.
what would a successful season for the Cowboys
A
look like?
successful season for the Cowboys would be a Super Bowl.
Has to be.
I totally disagree.
Super Bowl or bust, bro.
All right, let me just stop talking then because Adam disagrees.
Good point. Good
All
point.
right, Adam Eagles.
No, okay. Look, there's just multiple levels to it. Expectations,
Is Super
a
Bowl.
successful season for the Cowboys is a Super Bowl. Realistically,
Yeah.
get to an NFC Championship game.
Yes.
Just get to it.
Just get
Just
to it.
get
Yeah.
to it. Because they haven't gotten to an NFC Championship game since
I feel
fucking
like this-
95, bro.
I know, but I feel like this is
that
your-
I agree with.
But like you've been saying, and Marcus Moser was saying, like this is the best team you've had this decade.
No,
I
no,
think
no.
you got to go to a Super Bowl.
But the biggest
Yeah.
issue I feel like with the Cowboys, you're always talking about where you can get. If you could actually get within one game,
Yeah.
at least you've seen improvement. Dak clearly is playing a lot better if you can get to the NFC Championship game. Like all these question marks, like if they don't make it to the Super Bowl, or even so, if they get to the NFC Championship and they lose, no one's gonna be like.
Yeah,
I don't think
No,
people are going to
no.
come down on the Cowboys to
People
the extent
will.
if they lose in the first or the second round.
People will if they lose in the NFC.
The other
Championship
thing
game
is like
because
we're
of the Cowboys.
We're basing success
Yeah.
off of like improvement from like the past. You know what I
Which
mean?
then would be an NFC
So like
championship game.
yeah, it's like right. The expectation because
an
of the team that is built is
But-
a Super Bowl.
But you're expected to improve because you guys improve with Stephon Gilmore and
yeah.
other guys that you
So
added.
but
it's
improvement
like,
would be making an NFC
Yeah, it would.
championship.
It
So-
would, but it's the Dallas Cowboys.
for success.
Yeah, expectation for the Cowboys. Like we talked about with the Giants and Jets yesterday, the Giants just have they have a higher expectation than the Jets. Even if they have a worse team,
Yeah.
it's not going to be
Because
as
of what
big
happened
of a
last year.
surprise. And so the Cowboys, for them, it's a Super Bowl. You got to win a Super Bowl. It's the most iconic team in fucking sports in
yeah.
the world. Honestly,
Most
we just saw
valuable.
we just saw the most valuable team, not
think
1.2 billion, I think.
So you think the only way the Cowboys have a successful season is if they make the Super Bowl or win the Super Bowl?
No, make a NFC
Well, no,
champion.
because now he just said the Super Bowl.
No.
What?
He just said
I broke it down in two ways. I said
expectation-
I'm saying pick one. What is what
Oh
is
wait,
a
you're the guy
successful
who's
season?
saying pick one. The guy who always has like 3 different options. It could be this, could
Yeah,
be that, could be
facts.
that.
Well, you got to set the parameters around everything.
All right,
Parameters
I'm
are
gonna make you pick one.
you go.
from
for
now
the
on for
Cowboys?
the rest of the
No,
history.
later.
Okay, yeah, I'll pick
I'm gonna go. Successful season for the Dallas Cowboys is a Super Bowl because that's what I expect.
Good.
Cool.
I like that.
Cool.
Don't pussyfoot around it.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not
shit.
pussyfoot. I just.
That's what I'm saying.
right now.
Don't pussyfoot around. You know that you expect the Super Bowl. That's what it.
All right,
Would
Adam.
you be happy with an NFC Championship?
Would I be happy with an NFC Championship? Fuck no. You have one of the best quarterbacks in the league. You have a good you have a fucking great roster.
Defense is stacked.
Defense is stacked. This is the best team since the 90s. It's a dynasty.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing we're starting another dynasty right now.
Cool.
Oh.
All right, next.
This is what a successful season would look like for the Philadelphia Eagles. Has to be a Super Bowl. You got to the Super Bowl last year. You have to win the Super Bowl. You're all in. You just gave Jalen Hurts a massive contract. You have A.J. Brown being paid. Devontae Smith's going to need a contract in a second.
Damn straight.
The
Best receiver in
defense,
game.
you brought in all these people from
he's not.
Georgia. You
Sorry.
let all these other guys walk. Jason Kelsey's on his last leg. That entire offensive line is really on their last leg outside of like a Jordan Mailata. Lane Johnson was hurt all last year. Jason Kelsey's probably going to retire after this year. Like, you got to win the Super Bowl this year. That's the only successful season you could have.
Well, the other
they're
thing,
looked
the
at
other
as the
thing I'm
best
gonna
team in
add on to
football,
that.
so-
The other thing I'm gonna add on to that is
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts has another MVP like season because he needs to prove that he's actually that number 3 ranked
Well,
guy.
yeah. If
You know
they're
what I mean?
not going to win the
But
Super
I
Bowl
feel
if he
like-
doesn't do that.
Yeah, but I feel
I
like
agree.
if they
But
win
I
the
just
Super
think
Bowl, he's
there's a lot of
one the main
hate on
reasons.
Jalen Hurts right now of like not being as good as he played
There
this
is
last
and there
season.
isn't. I think a lot of people aren't hating. They're more just like, all right, let's just see one more year for us to solidify
Exactly.
these up
So,
there.
I
Yeah.
actually
in order for
haven't
this to be-
seen much of that.
Yeah, I was
order
going
for
to say,
this-
I
yeah.
don't see.
in order for this to be a successful season, Jalen
many
Hurts
people
needs to
talk-
prove it for another year.
think a
Then
lot
he's
of people
gonna-
already
then-
actually
Then
put
he
him
will
in
be
the top five.
solidified.
A lot of people
on
put him in the
top
top 3.
Yeah, so
bro.
many people.
A lot of people are starting to put him above Josh Allen already.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Which
I've
I think
seen
is
that.
crazy.
Yeah.
But if they make it
know
to
you-
the if they make it to the Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts is likely playing pretty fucking well.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. Well, for them to win, yes. But
I'm
I think
just
they can
saying-
make a deep
I
ass
honestly-
run.
I
Maybe make
think-
another Super Bowl with him playing.
I think for the Eagles, anything but a Super Bowl wins a failure.
Agreed.
At this point,
I agree.
You're looked at as the best team in football. Go ahead
Yeah.
and prove it.
That's how it goes.
They
After going to a Super Bowl and being the best team and
Yeah.
maintaining that best team.
You
They
have young
should
players
win,
getting
but I
better,
also
like-
think there could be something to like. Obviously, you don't want to lose in the Super Bowl, but even if you win the NFC again and you make it to a Super Bowl, I think
I'd say
it could
I'm a
be.
49ers
Would you
fan. We've
consider that
lost
a
2 Super Bowls in my lifetime. It fucking sucks. There's
I'm
nothing
not saying
happy
it's
about losing a
good.
Super Bowl.
I'm just saying if like
No, it's a failure of a
objectively-
season.
Sure.
Regardless if you surpass expectations
Bro.
the whole year, if you lose the Super Bowl, it fucking sucks.
You think Eagles fans are going to be okay with going to another Super Bowl and losing?
No, but
Fuck
it's not
no.
about being okay with. It's about what's actually realistic.
realistically,
That's
And
Eagles
realistically, they
winning,
should
yes.
win. They can win.
So if
But
they
I'm just
don't-
saying if like
they
if
don't,
you
it's
made it
tough.
again,
Realistically,
When
they're
you're
looked at as
in
the
go
best
back
team
to
in
back
football.
to
If
a
they
Super
don't win
Bowl.
the Super Bowl, it is a failure.
Everyone
Like,
says I'd be just okay with my team making it to the Super Bowl and losing.
You're
But
not.
realistically, once you're that far, you are
wanna
upset in
win.
the moment. Of course,
I agree.
The Giants outplayed how all expectations last year. They got crushed to the Eagles, and I was devastated. But I
Yeah.
still, before the season, would have been thrilled if you had told me they would have made a second round playoff.
and then when you look at it, when you
know
look
what
at
I
it
mean?
in hindsight, like a month later, you're like, you know what? That's sick.
Yeah, it
We
was
made
a
the
great
playoffs. Good
season.
for us. We won.
I agree.
playoffs.
I'm
don't
not.
know.
I'm just
Super
saying
Bowl
like
bust every
it's
year
just-
for us, baby.
It's the same thing. Like if when we get to the Jets and the
Sure
Jets,
enough.
We
the
gotta
Jets
move
have
this
Super Bowl
faster.
aspirations.
All right,
Okay,
Matan.
but like
We gotta
the
move this
Eagles,
faster.
Yeah, we do gotta
I'd be
go
happy
fast.
with
It's
that.
all
gonna
right,
take too
this
long.
is what a successful season for the Giants will look like. If they win another playoff game, the season will be successful. If they win one playoff game,
That's so
and
shitty.
if they make a
But you guys got better.
if they make the wild card and win one more playoff
I
game, it is
agree.
yet another successful season. Daniel Jones needs to prove that he's
I think you guys
He's
got to go
as
to
good as he
NFC
was last
Championship
year.
No,
game.
I don't agree.
No.
I agree.
If you see that Daniel Jones is the guy, he's worth that contract, you win another playoff game.
Yes.
You make it to the playoffs in a loaded NFC East. To me, that's success.
That's not enough.
It's not success. You're in the
'Cause you're
fucking
not
NFL, bro.
improving.
You don't play in this fucking league to win a playoff game.
No fucking shit, but we're trying to be
obviously,
realistic.
I'm trying to be realistic about what the expectations are for this team. They're not
Like
going to win the
also
division.
try to be realistic.
If
They won a
they-
playoff game last year.
if-
Go win a Super Bowl.
It would be successful also if they got the second place spot.
Felipe's gonna say win a
They
Super
would
Bowl
also
for
be
everyone.
successful.
The Cardinals go to the Super Bowl.
They would also be successful if they got the second place spot in the division, which won't happen. Realistically, won't happen. But that would make it a successful season. Even and
agree.
if they lost in the first round, but still got the second
I'm gonna be
place
honest,
second place
I
spot,
think,
that would still
you
be
know
a
what the
successful
most
season.
successful season for the Giants would be this year is if Daniel Jones, you find out, you know what,
He's the
we
guy.
got a franchise
I agree.
quarterback here.
I was about to say that.
It doesn't
Even
matter
if-
how far you go in the playoffs. Doesn't matter if you fucking make the playoffs.
Yep.
If you can find out and realize,
Yep.
wait, this
If he can
Daniel
throw-
Jones is a franchise
If he can
quarterback.
go from
bam.
throwing 15 touchdowns to 25 or 30 touchdowns,
Totally.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
maintain the like 5 interceptions that he threw last year,
yeah,
we have a franchise.
To
guy.
me,
that's what I'm
success-
saying. If you find out he's your franchise guy, good.
I think
great,
if
great year.
you could couple that with making it to the playoffs, to me that's
I agree.
That's successful.
Yeah.
I think they're codependent. I think like if Daniel Jones
Yeah,
is that
Then
guy,
they'll
then
make
they
the
will.
playoffs.
make the
Yeah,
playoffs.
exactly.
100%.
Well, no, he wasn't necessarily that guy last year. He was good, but he
Well, that's what I'm
wasn't.
saying. So
I'm
if he
saying,
comes
but if
into
he
that
is-
guy, then you know what I mean.
If he,
Then
like,
they should make the NFC Championship game at least.
There's a lot of good teams in NFC.
If you're telling me the only way that the Giants have a successful season is if they make the NFC Championship, that's crazy.
I think
that's not realistic.
I like once I started breaking it down, I actually see what he's saying. Like I think you have to break it down into two. In the regular season, if the Giants get second in the division, that's a big win.
Yeah.
If they get second in the division, they're making the playoffs. If they make the playoffs, you got to make an NFC Championship game for a successful season. If you lose in a divisional, I'm sorry, the Giants. It's a testament to the Giants. They've made 2 Super Bowls in the past 15 years. They got to go to another one. Or at least go to another NFC
I
Championship
don't
game.
agree. You should be happy with just
I'm
making the
very
playoffs.
happy with
you
my
don't agree 'cause you're a
prediction. I
Dolphins
could
fan.
also.
What do you
just-
mean, bro? I'm not going to
You've
sit here.
never seen your team win a playoff game. He's seen his team
I
get
could
two-
also
two
just
Super
say
Bowls.
I could
No, I
also
haven't
just
seen him
say
make
that
the Super Bowl
a
twice.
successful season for
Yeah,
any
make the
team
Super
is
Bowls.
winning the Super Bowl, but I'm not going to do that. That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
that's my point. Like,
we're trying to be realistic.
What can
here.
you be happy
Like-
with? If you're a
like-
fan of that team, you
That's
should be
fine,
happy
That's
with
crazy.
something. Obviously, everyone wants to win the Super
Yeah,
Bowl,
of
but you
course.
have to
A
be
successful
realistic.
season for every team is winning the Super Bowl. Great. End of episode. Done.
I'm sorry. I'm coming from a
Like,
perspective as a
that's
Cowboys
it.
that we always have a team to
I
win a
love
Super
Lipe's
Bowl.
like
so
Cardinals go win a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
bro.
like cool. All right.
for me, it's like 90% of the
we
time
stay
I'm
in the
expecting
East?
Super Bowl.
Yeah, let's do AFC East.
All right.
But this, I don't think this should be rooted in expectations.
I'll do
There's
the-
only a handful of teams that can bring expectations to the table.
Do the fucking. I don't.
We doing AFC East?
Yeah, you want the Dolphins?
I'll do
Obviously.
the Dolphins.
You want the Jets? I feel like you're pretty adamant about the Jets.
I could do the Jets. You like Mac Jones?
Dude, Mac Jones is my favorite quarterback. I'll take
you
the
want the-
Patriots.
you want the
I'll take the Bills. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
All right. Here's realistically what a successful season looks like for the New York Jets. Win a Super Bowl.
I don't agree.
That's it.
I don't
You're
agree.
telling me winning
No,
one
I'm sorry.
playoff
You
game?
go out, you trade all your assets, you get Aaron Rodgers for a year or 2 tops. If you do not win a Super Bowl, that's a failure. I don't care what
Felipe's
you're going to
gonna
say
hate
with
this
how
one.
terrible
I think that
with
Felipe's
how
gonna
terrible
hate
the
this
Jets have
take.
been lately. Sure, making the playoffs is great, but you have one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. You just traded for him. You didn't trade for him just to make the fucking playoffs. You traded for him so you can go out and get another ring, get another Super Bowl, another Lombardi trophy.
That's the expectation, but what makes it successful? I think
They win
if
one
the Jets
playoff
make
game.
win one
Win
playoff
one
game,
playoff
it's
game.
successful for the Jets. Because we're talking about the Jets. The
Doesn't matter.
Jets
I know
are
what
a
we're talking about.
piss poor franchise.
They made the AFC
So if
Championship game.
If they,
It's been
I agree.
13 years
I agree.
since
I
they
agree.
won a playoff
If we're
game.
being yes, I agree. Realistically, you have to at least make the AFC Championship game. But like, if we're talking about just like in the grand scheme of what the Jets are, if you make the playoffs, it's success.
Yes, bro,
That's
but
literally
I think that
what
would have
it
been a
is.
success last year if you
Yes.
make the playoffs with Zach Wilson.
Totally.
You don't have Zach Wilson. You have Aaron fucking Rodgers now.
The Jets are cursed, though. I've been saying it all year.
I
That's the
understand
Jets.
that,
It's
bro.
like
but
if you make the playoffs
Aaron
and lose,
fucking Rodgers.
yeah, it's
your,
a failure.
Your goal,
if you
your
don't,
goal is a Super Bowl.
yeah.
If you're saying you're a Jets fan, you're like, you know what, we win one playoff game this year, and that's fine with me. It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be, but that's why we're trying to have this conversation over like, if you haven't won a playoff game in 13 years and you basically have Aaron Rodgers locked in for 2 years, given that he's giving money back, and you win one playoff game, you should, while the
You don't
expectation should be a
guarantee
Super
to have
Bowl,
him for 2
you should-
years.
Obviously, you don't guarantee, but
So you need to win it this year.
It appears that he wants to be there. He's giving money back. It appears
Yeah,
that
but
he's
you
all
don't know
in.
if he wants to retire.
My
It
guess
does
is
appear so.
if they win one
does
playoff game,
appear so.
if they win one playoff game, my guess is he comes back, and then the expectation is you better go win the Super Bowl and actually improve. But if you win, if you don't go to the Super Bowl, but you happen to have a fucking hell of a season and you win a playoff game, if not even as a Jets fan, I should be happy with that. Like I should be content.
We're talking just about playoffs also. Like, the Jets have to also win, like, 12 games.
They'll make
for
the
it to be
playoffs. There's no
successful.
doubt.
Yeah.
Well,
They-
there is doubt
they
because
have-
that division.
Like Rodgers also needs to prove that he still got it. Because last year he had a terrible season. So, like,
Well,
yeah,
it's terrible.
got
No,
it.
they're not terrible. He had a,
Wasn't that?
whatever. You had a very down year for Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
Correct.
So, in order for the Jets to have a very up year for the Jets have to make the
Make the
playoffs
playoffs
and win
to
a
win a
playoff
playoff
game.
game.
That's why
Agreed.
the
I think
success,
it's-
that makes it a successful
I
season.
think it's an AFC Championship game they have to get to.
I would agree
That's fair.
in theory. Yeah.
Well, all right. Yeah, it's not a Super Bowl, but I think an AFC Championship game. Now you prove next year. Now is the Super Bowl. The second
Yeah.
is the Super Bowl.
Yeah, at
but
least
you
make-
only
maybe
win
make
one.
the AFC
You only win one
Championship
playoff game. That doesn't mean fucking
Like it has to be.
shit.
It has to be.
That's Aaron Rodgers. You have one of the greatest quarterbacks
minimum success for the Jets is make the playoffs, but the like median, I would say, for with this Aaron Rodgers led team is agree.
If the Jets
AFC
only
making
win
AFC
one
champ.
playoff
Yeah.
game, it's a travesty. It's an absolute.
Well, yes,
I don't know about a
expectation and reality are
travesty.
two separate things. though.
Jets fans.
And I
Jets
think
fans will be like,
if we want to go expectation, then that's almost the ceiling. Reality should be like what you
ceiling.
really.
Ceiling's a Super Bowl.
I
No
agree
doubt.
with you,
Yeah.
but we're not having the conversation off ceiling. We're having a conversation
But
off
again,
reality.
reality
Reality.
for
But
any
I
team.
I
Could
guess
be the
if you're
Super
looking
Bowl.
at it as a Jets fan from in hindsight, if you can win a playoff game, good year.
That's my
Good year.
point.
Yes, exactly.
That's the
If
success.
you're a
That,
fan
that
of
would
that
realistically
team-
be a successful season.
Yeah.
That's the baseline.
All right, Felipe.
But you'd
Give me
still
the
be like,
Patriots.
No, you'd be
Super
upset.
Bowl,
Yeah,
but-
you'd
Give me the Patriots.
Successful season for the Patriots would look like.
This.
Honestly,
Win a
think
Super
about
Bowl.
it.
Win a Super Bowl.
Mac Jones
That's
resurging
tough.
year.
I think
like-
it's a divisional game. That's a divisional round loss. You get to the divisional round, I think that's a successful.
I
year for
think
the
it's just
Patriots.
making the playoffs. In
I don't think they
don't
make
even
it
know
past the
about that.
divisional round because I don't think they have enough talent on offense. But the expectation for the Patriots should be minimum playoffs because of what they've
Because of
done
Bill
in the past
Belichick.
20 years. They win games.
Yeah.
They had a horrible offense last year, and they were right
Led by
there
a
with
defensive
the Dolphins. The Dolphins are great. A lot of talent this year. And so the Patriots are going to be competing with that division as well. They got to at least make the playoffs. That's minimum. I think if they make to the divisional championship or divisional round game, they should
I
be.
think
What about
ceiling,
Mac
though.
Jones?
Like
Yeah,
That's
I think if the
crazy.
Patriots make the playoffs,
if the
that is a
Patriots make a
successful
play,
year.
if the Patriots make the playoffs, they overachieve this year. Your
Yes.
successful season, if you're the Patriots,
Disagree.
is 9-8,
Disagree.
and you see that Mac Jones can be your franchise quarterback. To
Well,
me.
if you go 9-8, Mac Jones is probably not your franchise quarterback.
Right. So
But that division's loaded.
And the offense is bad.
It's the same. It's almost
understand,
like a
but,
Daniel Jones type of case, right? Where if the
They-
Giants could be 9-8, potentially make the playoffs, see that Daniel Jones is the guy.
Like,
That
you
to
know
me
what?
is a Patriots successful season. If the expectation for the Patriots is make the divisional game and win a divisional game, that's like
That's
I
not
didn't say
realistic.
win.
That's not
ceiling.
realistic.
First
That's
off, I
not
never
realistic.
said win a divisional. I said
Make
get
the
to
divisional.
Make it, yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy. Win
I
a
think
playoff
I don't think
game.
they get past the divisional because I don't think they have enough
I
talent.
don't think
on
they
offense.
make the playoffs.
I don't think they do either, which is why I think a successful
Which is a
season
disappointment.
is a
Yeah.
9
So I'm
and
looking
8.
at a successful season. Like, is
Yeah.
that the question? What's a successful season?
yeah.
I just don't think it's realistic.
Oh,
I think
it's
if
very
Patriots,
realistic.
I think Patriots fans, if they make the playoffs this year, will be like, all right, dope, good shit.
Like if you
Like-
if you make the playoffs in the loaded AFC with the talent that you have on offense, that to me is like the biggest overachievement.
Because then you're like, holy fuck, what if we actually build this team up?
Yes, exactly.
They improved a bit, and last year they were bad in everybody's eyes, and they were still 500.
Mac Jones. If Mac Jones plays well, it's a successful.
Juju and Kendrick Bourne season.
I think one of the
Watch
Patriots,
out.
one of the Patriots beat writers like came out and was actively tearing apart that wide receiver trio of like Kendrick Bourne,
All right,
Juju,
chill out.
and whatever, everything.
We're talking about a Niner legend, Kendrick Bourne.
All right, Adam.
So I don't know. This is what a Dolphins successful season needs to look like.
this is what a successful season for the
This
Dolphins.
is what a
would-
successful season looks like for the Dolphins. They win one playoff game. You haven't won a playoff game in 23 years. The expectation is going to be make a run in the playoffs. But if you can win one playoff game for the first time since 2000 and couple that with Tua staying healthy, that is a successful Dolphins season.
I agree with
And
that.
there's
I was
no
gonna-
question about
I think
that.
that's perfect.
Totally
actually.
agree.
I agree
Yeah.
with
No
that.
qualms.
Totally
Yeah.
agree.
No qualms.
I'm not going to sit here and be like, the
Not one
expectation
qualm.
is this.
Yeah, but it not one call.
The expectation
but it
is to-
differs
is
from
to
the
win
Jets
the
because
AFC.
we've seen the Jets have success in making an AFC Championship game. The Dolphins, I agree. The Dolphins have been the worst team in football objectively for the past like 23 years.
Well,
Maybe the
Browns.
Browns. Yeah,
Jets-
Browns or Dolphins.
the
One of those two
Lions?
teams have been the
Texans.
But
worst.
the Jets have
teams.
also
We've seen
been,
the Texans
the
have
Jets
some
have also
success,
been
though.
bad just because they made the AFC Championship. The Dolphins won the division.
the Jets-
in
but the Jets have that.
The Jets have been a top team,
Yeah.
top 5 team in football recently.
13 years ago.
Yeah, but you're talking about 23 years ago. 13 is closer than 23. That's all I'm saying.
Obviously, but like
It's a fair point.
it is a good
Math.
point.
Adam.
Hey, your take was really good.
No, I'm just.
No, Adam,
I
it
think
was
we gotta
good.
be
There's nothing to be mad
realistic.
about. That was a
I
perfect-
think we gotta
no,
be
we all agree with your
realistic.
take. I'm just saying why it differs from
And,
the Jets.
and another thing you also have to just emphasize is that Tua can stay healthy and Tua looks good.
Yeah. Yeah, I
We
said
want-
that.
we want Tua to
I
be
did say
good.
that. I did say that. Tua to be good.
He will. He will. He's got the sleeve.
Yep.
Tua's going to be good. Tua's fine.
It's a
He's
force
good.
field, as you said.
It is.
It is a force field.
That's why he will never get concussed again.
Yep, exactly.
Because
That's,
you'll see it and he'll be like, and then they'll be
but
like,
if they don't
"Whoa."
win a one playoff game, that's a failure. They don't
I
make the
agree.
playoffs, it's a failure.
agree.
Yeah, I think you guys have to win a playoff.
You have to win a
I
playoff
agree. You
game.
have to win.
Matt?
This is what a successful season would look like for the Buffalo Bills. They make the Super Bowl. If the Bills can get
Yeah,
through
I
the
agree with
AFC and get to the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
which Josh Allen needs to do and needs to get that notch on his belt and just prove to people that he is actually him,
I think he's proven that.
then
The
that's a
Haley
successful
Steinfeld
season.
theory.
I really think like for the Bills, it's not you don't have to go out and win a Super Bowl this year. Just get past the
Get
Chiefs.
past, yes.
Get past
100%.
the Bengals. Get past the Chiefs.
You're
good.
You just said I think he's proven that. I agree. I think people all agree
Yeah.
that he's easily
He's a stud.
lock
People know
top 3 quarterback. Whatever you were saying, Jalen Hurts before, but I think after last season, people have been the haters out here have been saying he doesn't win games, so he needs
I
to
am
go.
not a hater.
He needs to go out and win games. No, but I'm just saying. If you are one that goes to the notion of winning is a QB stat,
Then you gotta get- yeah.
then Josh Allen needs to go prove those guys wrong and go win playoff
Well, we
games.
say this with
So
a lot
he
of
needs to
quarterbacks
get
in
through the
general. It's a big
AFC,
one.
make it to the Super Bowl. Even if he loses in the Super Bowl, I think it's a successful season for the.
I
I think the
agree.
Bills are so
I
good,
agree.
and they've been so good lately that they have to go win it.
I agree.
But I think they'll lose to the Cowboys.
They got to
so
get through the
whatever.
AFC Championship.
But I do think they gotta
If
gotta
you-
make the You got to make the Super Bowl. I almost have World Series. Baseball in my mind.
No, they should make the World Series, honestly.
Yeah, you know, I mean,
For us team heads, that's all we care about.
I know, bro. That's what I'm saying. Rangers.
Hey,
I agree. If the
Adolis
Bills
Garcia.
can get to the Super Bowl, be the crowned kings of the AFC, that's a successful season.
Did Josh Allen win MVP?
No, but
Nope.
he had an
Nah.
MVP like
That
season.
would be awesome for them too.
Well, but
would
you
be-
can't expect that when Patrick Mahomes is. You can never
You're
expect
right.
your
You're right.
quarterback or anyone to win MVP.
Josh Allen wins
It's not
MVP.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
All right.
I agree.
That'd be
Next
dope.
division.
I would love that.
Any
Next
qualms with
division.
that? We all
Let's
agree?
go-
No, I think
NFC
you
You wanna
have
go
to win,
north?
but it's close.
NFC North.
We'll go Bears.
The North.
The North?
Should I take the Vikings?
Sure.
Well, you
the
can do
Vikings?
Bears with me, bro, because you got.
I am a
that's your
huge
quarterback.
Bears fan.
Yeah.
I'll take the Packers, unless
I
you
knew
want the
you would,
Packers.
yeah.
You want the Lions?
I'll take the Lions.
Okay.
I don't care.
Okay.
Fucking hate the Lions.
All right, I'll take the Lions.
I
then.
think they're just overrated as shit. No, I'll take the Lions.
All right, Matan, you take the Lions.
I don't want the
No, I
Lions.
want the Lions.
Vikings.
All right,
All right, I
Jack.
guess you got the Vikings.
Jack, tell
got-
me what Mitch Trubisky's Bears have to do.
Mitch Trubisky. Yeah. No, here's what a successful season for the Chicago Bears looks like.
Bear down. Chicago Bears.
Justin Fields. Justin Fields is the guy. He has that huge leap with DJ Moore that we see, third-year leap. Holy fuck, this guy
love
can
it.
ball.
I love
right?
it. I
Holy
love it.
shit.
He's not just a running quarterback.
He's not just a running quarterback. Those dimes you're seeing in training camp and everything, that's real. That's legit. And then right after that, you're like, you know what? Holy shit. We just won the division. Aaron Rodgers isn't here anymore. Holy fuck. I think a successful season for the Bears is winning the division.
Ooh.
Oh,
They could win the NFC North.
They could. It's wide open. They could.
I think, well, really
Yes, let's be
realistic.
Let's be
If
very
the Bears make the playoffs this year, that's fucking awesome because you're overachieving.
That's an overachievement.
Yeah.
I think that's a realistic, successful year for the Bears if they make the
I
I
playoffs.
think the only thing that makes the Bears season a success is if you see that Justin Fields is your franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
You see what he was at Ohio State that translates to the NFL. He takes that third-year leap that we've always discussed. That is all
got
you
his
need
wide
to see.
receiver.
Because
Yeah.
you have Cab going into next year. You have all this shit. Ryan Poles did a good job. You
I
added
like
a
to
bunch
see
of
a little bit
pieces.
of progression on the defense too.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Offensive line improves, but like,
yeah.
if you make the playoffs, you overachieved. You win a playoff game, you overachieved. All this shit. Like,
But
that's all
that
ancillary.
division's
That's all
honestly
added
so wide
value.
open without Rodgers now that they could win it.
I don't think it's that wide open. I think the Vikings are really good.
I
and
agree. I don't think it's
the
that
They
wide
lost
Packers
a lot of
are-
pieces
I think
on
the
defense,
Packers are
though.
really
They're
good
the
too.
clear-cut
Yeah.
fourth best team in the division.
Yep.
Yeah.
If they make the playoffs,
The Bears?
yes.
No,
No, they're
they're-
better than the Packers.
I don't
Nah, the
agree.
Packers are really good.
It's just not Aaron Rodgers anymore, but that team's the exact same.
We've been doing this for half an hour. We're not even halfway done. So
All right, that's a
Yeah,
good
but
point.
the fans like listening to this.
I know you're right.
What am I doing? The Lions. Realistic successful season for the Lions would be win a playoff game. Realistically, get to the playoffs, play well in the playoffs. You could lose in a wild card, but you played well.
Yeah, you
I
you
agree
play
with that.
hard.
I
You
agree.
play with some heart.
I
Some
agree.
Dan
Play with some
Campbell
grit.
Yep.
Yeah.
You play it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last year they were a game away, right? Or-
Against in that Packers,
pretty
they
much.
won. They beat
Because
the
the
Packers.
They
Seahawks-
beat
in
the Packers to eliminate the Packers. From
yeah,
the
so
playoffs.
because the Seahawks had won that game, it actually
Yeah.
pushed them out. They could have been playing for the playoffs.
But if the
that
Lions
game.
won that game, they would have made the play. Like if the Seahawks lost,
Yeah.
the Lions would have made the play.
Anyways,
It's crazy.
So they were pretty close last year. This year they get to the playoffs and they show that they're pretty fucking good. And maybe they fight hard in that wild card round and lose.
Yeah.
I think that's a successful.
Maybe-
Successful is a hard word to say sometimes.
It really is success.
That's why a lot of people say
Succession.
a lot of people say
Succession.
successful.
Great show.
You ever heard that?
Successful.
Succession.
I should start
said it a
saying
few times.
And I
successful.
think if you see a little from Jared Goff too, again another year, good Jared
I'm
Goff. play.
to me it's solidified.
The one
Jared
thing I
Goff's
would
just
add
not a
to
great
that is
quarterback.
Jahmyr Gibbs is the person that you drafted him to be. And now that can look like everything, but you
Or-
wasted top 12 capital. You need to see
What
that
about
he can be a
maybe
running
see a
back in
little
the future.
Hendon Hooker?
I would love to see Hendon Hooker. But then
Maybe
you
like
probably
one or
not.
two
If you see
games of
Hendon
him popping
Hooker,
off.
If you
If you
see
see
Hendon
Hendon
Hooker, we
Hooker,
know
not-
that the season's not going well.
Nah, you don't
That's
know.
also a
Could
good
be
point.
Jared Goff. Oh, my knee. And then they're like,
God
all right,
forbid.
Hendon, come in for
All right.
this second half.
Yeah.
And then bam.
well, that was my Lions prediction.
Nice.
I think it's
Or
good.
not prediction. Or
This
whatever
is
the
what
fuck
a
this is.
successful season for the Packers would look like. You went 8-9 last year. I think you actually have to go 9-8. You have to see that Jordan Love can be the guy. I think you need to show, because the roster around Aaron Rodgers was far better than what that record showed. And if you can go 9-8, be one game above what Aaron Rodgers did with that team, the team buys into Jordan Love. You see Christian Watson is your new wide receiver 1, taking place over Devontae Adams. The defense is still very fucking good. Offensive line is good.
Name
They
a
have
player besides
weapons.
Jair Alexander.
What?
Name one defender.
Eric Stokes.
Who?
Eric Stokes.
Who?
Oh, it's a good take. It's a good take.
Yeah, okay, keep going.
They have other
They lost
pieces on
Darius
defense.
Smith, who's, like,
They have fucking
really good.
linebackers. They have other pieces.
They
have pieces.
do have a
People,
good
it's just
defense.
not as sexy anymore because of Aaron Rodgers isn't there anymore. The reason I think the Packers didn't do well last year is not just because Aaron Rodgers was hurt, was because also the team just wasn't. Aaron Rodgers wasn't bought into the team, and the team didn't want to buy back into Aaron Rodgers, and that they didn't mesh. But it seems like people are buying into Jordan Love. And because of that, if they can go 9-8, regardless, you don't even have to make the playoffs, in my opinion. If you can go 9-8 and see Jordan Love's the guy with a Christian Watson wide receiver 1 season, that's success.
I agree.
Good
And
shit.
you win one more game. Rodgers
really-
leaves and you win one more game than last year. Huge success.
I agree.
So I realistically think the only thing that matters for Packers fans this year is finding out if Jordan Love actually could be a future guy.
But if he is the future guy, I think you go 9-8.
Yeah, because they had
it
the
depends.
roster.
They have the
Rodgers
roster
didn't play
for
that
it.
bad last year. He didn't play terribly.
Yeah. They just
They,
didn't
they, could,
mesh.
they could still go 8-9 again, but as long as Jordan Love is like playing well, they'll be fine.
I agree.
I think another weird one last thing is Matt LaFleur has to show that he didn't need Aaron Rodgers.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's a
fair.
big one.
Good take, dude.
So they all have to show that they can do this shit without Aaron Rodgers.
They're not dependent on him.
Matan?
This is what a successful season would look like for the Minnesota Vikings. If the Minnesota Vikings win the division and they win games by a much higher point differential, meaning not a negative one throughout the entire season, then it will be a successful season. Minimum, win the division, get to a playoff game.
Minimum, yeah.
Like the Lions, I think, are being overhyped. I think the Vikings are being underhyped because of their point
I
differential
just
from
don't know
last year.
one guy
Wait,
on defense.
So a successful season for them would be what?
To win the division. Win the division and make the playoffs.
That's it?
Yeah.
They lost pieces.
They have
They
to win
lost
one
pieces,
playoff
and their
game. I don't
defense was
care.
terrible last year. And right now, they're second in the odds to win the
They have
division.
their franchise quarterback. They have one of the greatest receivers we've seen in the past few decades. They gotta win. They gotta make
their
the
floor
NFC
is-
Championship.
I think
No,
I'm
they're
they
saying
don't.
minimum
That's
success is win the
great. That's a
division.
lot.
I think their floor is to win a playoff game.
Yeah.
Because division, you were
'Cause I think
13-4
you need-
last year. If you
you need
really
to see
regress to
Kirk-
barely make the playoffs,
You need to see Kirk win a playoff game.
Correct.
You need to see that from him.
Yeah,
Correct.
no, I agree.
Has he never won
Granted,
one?
I'm thinking about regular season here. Like their successful regular season would be win the division. The success for the whole season, yeah, I agree.
Win a
You have to
playoff.
win at least
Kirk
one
never-
playoff game. You make the second round and lose. I still think it's
I think
a
Kirk
success.
never won because they went to the NFC
I still think
Championship
we
it's
that year.
take
success.
fault. Like we're like using. It's almost like discrediting. Like if you win a playoff game, that's hard as fuck to do.
Yeah,
If you
agreed.
can win a playoff game, you let go of Dalvin. You see Alexander Madison can be the guy. Brian Flores now comes in to run the defense. Like that defense needs to be improved. As we mentioned, the point differential. Like
defense
you win a
sucks.
playoff game, you
Dude,
should be
their
happy.
defense sucked last year, and they got worse on defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Considering they never won a playoff game, yeah, if they get to the divisional, it's a pretty successful
that?
season, I
Yeah.
guess.
All right.
When was the last time the Vikings
AFC North?
last playoff game?
They won with Case Keenum
No,
a few years
they
ago.
won
Minneapolis
2019.
Miracle.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That
But it was
Stephon
without Kirk.
Diggs
But it was,
miracle.
yeah, it wasn't Kirk.
Yeah.
Let's do AFC North.
AFC North.
AFC North.
Bengals, please.
You want to take the Bengals?
I take the.
You should take the Ravens.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll
You're
take
the
the
big Ravens.
Ravens.
Let me take the Browns.
Sure, I'll take the Steelers.
Dude, nice. Fuck yeah, man. Hell yeah.
I
right.
believe they maybe should take the Steelers, low key. Like you're kind of a Steeler guy.
No, he's gonna say they're.
Can
gonna
I go
have to
first this
win the
time?
Fucking Super Bowl.
Can I go first this time? We'll
Yeah,
go
go
back
for
a
it. Go
little
for it.
wrap
Wrap
around.
it.
Yeah,
Wrap
we'll do the
around.
wrap around. This is what a successful season will look like for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Kenny Pickett solidifies himself as the franchise quarterback. George Pickens has 1,400 yards.
Oh my god.
And
Go
That's
thousands.
pushing it.
all right,
go
but
1,000.
1,200.
Sure.
And they win 10 games.
Oh!
That's a successful
Mike
season.
Tomlin doesn't go below 500. So
Exactly.
9-8 's
That's
the
exactly
floor.
right.
No, that's why I'm
I was
like,
going to say
shocked.
9. I was
that
going to
would
say
be more
9.
than successful. That would
But-
be Mazel Tov.
Mazel
That's
tov.
overachieving.
I'm just saying if the Pittsburgh Steelers
How many Mazel Tovs
make
per
that
episode does Adam go?
like
Two,
at least one,
Two?
1.5.
Yeah.
If the Steelers are a lock to go above 500 because of Mike Tomlin, so I'm going to say they'll win one extra game, right? That's 10.
2 games.
Two
Oh, wait, no.
extra?
One.
9 and 8.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean?
10
Yeah.
and
10 and 7. So
Great
the
point.
Steelers,
They win one more
Nine
game.
if the
Yeah.
Steelers win
Good
10
Good
games
Good point.
and Kenny Pickett is really good, you know,
Bro, what the fuck is gonna happen to
25
The AFC North is
touchdowns.
so good, bro.
I mean, and that defense is still nasty in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they are, bro. They are. That's crazy.
I think that would be a successful
Yeah.
season for the Steelers.
I also think
I
if they,
agree.
if
I
they
agree.
happen to go 9-8 and you saw Kenny
I have-
Pickett be the franchise quarterback, that would technically
But
also
he
be
was
a
not.
success.
I have
they
no
were 9-8 last year, and
expectations.
half the year Kenny Pickett was ass.
Well, that's my point.
Yeah.
If Kenny Pickett has a really good season, you put up the same like. Also,
No,
another
he has
small
a
one.
better
I have no
They got
playoff
Joey. I think they got
expectations
Joey
for them.
Porter.
I have no. Yeah, they
Yeah,
got
he's
Joey
good.
Porter from
Jr.
Penn State. Like he was
He's
their
good.
first round pick. He ends up being
They have
a
Minka.
cornerback one. Like
Is
someone
TJ
that can
healthy?
lock someone down.
Yep.
TJ's
He's
healthy.
healthy.
Yeah, so
Dude,
they
the
could be
Steelers,
they
man.
could be nice. But yeah, I have no playoff expectations.
So you think
for
a
them.
successful season is they have to improve by one game and Kenny Pickett's the franchise
Yes,
guy?
exactly.
Okay.
And
I
George
think it's more
Pickens is
dependent
awesome.
on
I think
Kenny
it's more
Pickett. You can't-
dependent on
in
Kenny
that
Pickett.
division in the AFC in general. I don't know if making the playoffs is like.
I don't know if winning
that
10
hard. Like
games.
10 and 7 might not make the playoffs. So
Exactly.
just
10
see
games is
improvement.
hard.
In
I have
Kenny
no
Pickett.
playoff expectations.
That's the best division in football.
Yeah, easily.
Easily.
Yes, I agree.
Adam.
Close. This is what a successful season looks like for the Cleveland Browns. Well, first and foremost, I think you got to make the playoffs. That's the bare minimum. Deshaun Watson needs to return to a top 5
I
quarterback.
think first and foremost, you need to see Deshaun.
Yeah,
Well, you need to
agreed.
see, yes, but if they make the playoffs, Deshaun Watson is likely that top 5 quarterback again. So you gave him $230 million guaranteed. You need to prove that this money was worth it. You need to also show that the other owners, because everyone's speaking out about that contract, rightfully so, that he is the guy who was worth the money. So and they had a massive offseason. I think the Cleveland Browns had the quietest and best offseason of any team, and no one's talking about the Browns. The Browns need to win 9 to 10 games. Now, they need to win 10 games, and they need to make the playoffs at bare minimum. But I think it's the most important thing that Deshaun Watson's a top 5 quarterback again, which he should be.
I don't even know
will be.
about top 5. Just creep back into like the top 7-ish range.
But the thing is, we've seen him be a top 5, top 3 quarterback, so we
Top
know
two.
it's
but
there.
But when that was happening, we didn't have the Burrows and Herberts and dudes like that and Hurts. Like it's gonna be harder to become a top 5
It's
quarterback
going
now
to
than
be
it was
hard,
before.
but based off of his past
Tom
success,
Brady was Tom
based
Brady
off
was
of his
balling,
past
Aaron Rodgers
success,
was
yeah.
balling.
Based off of his
that's
past success,
Lamar Jackson
we
was
know
MVP.
Deshaun Watson can be that guy. We've seen him do it. So I think, if anything, if Deshaun Watson if the floor or if the ceiling of Deshaun Watson is like top 7, like not consistently over Jalen Hurts, then to me it's still a failure. You gave him $230 guaranteed.
It's fair.
He needs to be that guy.
Make the playoffs?
So you got to make the playoffs, and Deshaun Watson needs to return to being a top 5 quarterback. That's it.
Yeah, I think if you make the playoffs and you
In a loaded division, yeah.
see
It's
Deshaun,
just
you're
tough.
good.
The ceiling is winning the division. Outside of that, anything could happen.
Ceiling's win a couple playoff games.
What's the
You got the Ravens,
intro?
brother.
Here's what a successful season looks like for the Ravens.
All right, here's what a successful season looks like for the Baltimore Ravens.
It's gonna go crazy right now.
Yeah, they go
Hey,
16-1.
Put on the seatbelt. Strap
yeah,
in,
strap
boys. Strap in.
Hold on for dear life. Oh, you're holding on to the jumpsuit too.
No, I'm in like a roller
Oh,
coaster.
you're like the
roller coaster.
All right, lock in.
They win the AFC North.
yeah.
Lamar Jackson has an MVP type year. One of the receivers that they have proves to be really fucking good.
Which one?
No,
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
any.
Doesn't matter. Continue.
Zay Flowers plays so well. He's in the Rookie of the Year conversation.
Wait,
Offensive
can you
Rookie
lock
of the
back
Year.
in? I'm just concerned for your safety.
Did I say the Ravens won the division?
Yeah, you did.
you did.
That was the first thing you said.
So now they're in the playoffs. The Ravens have to make the AFC Championship game.
For it
They
to be
have
successful.
to. They have.
I don't think so.
They absolutely have to make the AFC Championship game. They cannot lose before. If they lose in the divisional, disappointment. Because we've seen them go to the divisional. Lamar finally got a playoff win a couple years ago. We've seen them do that.
All right, I'm taking the seatbelt off.
So they have to at least make the AFC Championship game. And look, they can lose in the AFC Championship game because it's like we talked about, it's a progression. So next year, go win the AFC Championship game. But this year, they at least have to make it. Lamar already got his playoff win. He's got that monkey off his back. He's free. Go win this AFC, or go make it to this AFC
You're
Championship
just saying
game.
make it to the AFC Championship.
Make it to the AFC Championship game. You can lose, but if you make it this year, then we got hope for the following years because this team's young. They got a lot of talent. They could go win in the next year.
It's so hard in the AFC to say
was
that
gonna
you
say,
should. It's just
should.
only a success if you make it there.
no, it is.
so hard.
I think
Lamar
it's
Jackson is
success-
an MVP. Lamar Jackson is an MVP candidate every single year he's on the football field.
True.
Yeah,
So-
when he's fully healthy the whole year, yes.
So you have that. When you have an MVP candidate at quarterback and you have the talent that they have on that roster, you got to go at least to the
It's
AFC
not about what you have to
Defensively.
do, though. A successful season is your floor. What should you be content with? What should you be happy with?
I think
if
if
I'm
they
the
win a
AFC
playoff
Championship game, bro.
I think
answered
the most
question.
important thing. I get that, but I'm countering what you're saying.
Bro,
I
think about how
don't
many
agree.
great teams are in the AFC.
I think the Ravens, a successful season looks like you are better than the Bengals. Like so for some
Agreed.
reason, that is the competition. Lamar returns
Agreed.
to the
That
top 5 guy. No matter what,
it's
you
a
have the
rivalry, yeah.
roster, you have the team, but you have to surpass the Bengals. Now, if the Bengals, whatever that looks like, if that means meeting them in the AFC Championship, sure. But if they do better than you, to me, that is not a successful season.
So if the Bengals miss
It's-
the playoffs,
and they
which is
make-
likely because the AFC North is hard.
which is likely, I wouldn't.
Well, no, the
say.
AFC North is hard. This is what he's saying.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
If
Not
they make
because of their
if they
lack of
miss the
talent.
playoffs and the Ravens make the playoffs because of the Bengals,
And
or
the Ravens
something,
lose in the first round, it was a successful season for them.
it wouldn't be the best, but I would be.
No, I think
No,
the
they need to
Ravens
win a
need to
playoff
win a
game.
playoff
They need to
game.
win
They
a
Because
already,
Lamar-
they already did that
The thing, years ago.
2 years ago. Not
Yeah,
years
that's
ago.
what I said,
2
years
years ago.
ago.
They need
2
to
years ago.
Years,
Yeah, 2 years
technically,
ago.
it's plural more than one.
Well, years is plural more than one, but years ago.
I understand how that's.
Right.
implies 4
But
or
all I'm
5
saying
years
is
plus.
Lamar's only won one playoff game. Got to go out and win another.
I agree. I think if you win one playoff game and Lamar's back to that top 5 MVP guy,
then you're like, all right, next year, boys.
And
that's the
ready.
floor of
That's my
success.
argument.
Like,
You
next
already
year,
won one playoff
success.
game. Go win another. Win 2. That's
But
my
you
point.
can't
You
do-
just said
that would
the whole
exceed.
thing.
Like, yes, the natural progression of that would be awesome. But if
1
they
plus
win
1
one
is 2.
playoff game and Greg Roman, Lamar can show they could be an actual quarterback and not just a Greg Roman style running guy, then that to me is also success.
That's the floor of success.
But that to me is
That's
what you
what
should
we're
be
saying.
happy with.
I want to
That's
see more like
what
we
The
were
minimum
okay.
thing you can have to have a successful season.
We were okay with Kirk Cousins winning a playoff game, winning a playoff game because he's never done it before. Lamar Jackson has won a playoff game. Now go win 2.
But he's got to win one more.
Bro, if Kirk Cousins has won 0, we're judging him off. Go win 1. Lamar has won 1. What's that mean? Win 2. Natural progression. It's
it's
like
not
when you're in
the-
elementary
it's not
school
the
and you're
same
taking a
because Kirk
standardized
plays in
test,
the NFC.
and it's like dog equals 4 legs, and then you see bird equals 2. It's like a
Bro,
fucking
Kirk
standardized
plays in the
test.
have no idea
NFC,
what
which
that
is
means.
like
I don't know what that means.
4
I have no idea
teams
what that
deep.
means.
that
Can
are
you
really,
go?
really good. The AFC is like 8.
Also, 1 plus
Y'all
1
gotta start
equals
doing
2.
your math
That's 2
tables.
playoff games.
Start doing your math tables.
Can you
exactly
go?
2 playoff games, AFC Championship. That's what you.
Bro,
make
I know
it
you're
to.
I'm
so
saying
high on
you
it, but
win
it's hard to
one
win 2
more.
games.
I'm saying
Making the
you win
AFC
one
Championship
more.
is so hard to do. It's so hard to do.
What's Dak's expectation this year? What's Dak Prescott's expectation?
Bro, that's NFC. I'm talking AFC because the
that has
AFC
nothing
is
to
way
do
more
with
loaded.
anything.
You want me to answer that question?
Yes.
What's Dak expectation is
How many playoff games?
I
do
think
you
the
win this
NFC
year?
Championship.
expectation or what I think would be a successful season for Dak. Those are 2 different things.
Yeah.
Those are completely different
They
things.
are.
That's
They
the
are. We're all
conversation we
saying
are
it
trying
the
to
same
have.
way.
Expectation is based off of a successful season.
No, it's not.
It has to be.
The expectation for the New York Jets is to win the Super Bowl. If you don't win the Super Bowl, you should still be content with at least doing something, getting close. It wouldn't be exactly what you wanted,
Yes.
but that's what this
They're-
conversation
that's
is.
what the
different things.
conversation
What
is.
should you be
Different
happy
things.
with?
The minimum. The minimum.
If Dak wins 1 playoff game this year and then loses in the divisional round, that is a failure.
Because you did it last
Because
year.
you've done it for years.
And Lamar has won a fucking playoff game, so he has to
He's
win
won
2.
1.
Lamar Jack
And
did
Dak has won 1, and
Did
he wanted to
Lamar
win
Won
2.
Dak's won 2.
No, he's won 1. He's never made
Felipe,
it to the NFC Championship
what did the
game.
Ravens do last year? How far did the Ravens get last year?
Lamar was hurt.
How far? I don't care. How far did the Ravens get last
conversation's
We're
year?
not
talking
Lamar.
about the Ravens, not Lamar.
Bro, the point is the Cowboys won a playoff game. Correct?
So now they have to
How
win
far
2.
did the Cowboys get last year?
To the NFC, to the divisional game.
Correct. So they need to surpass that because it happened last year. So natural progression is to
Last
get
year
a
doesn't
tad
count for the Ravens because Lamar was hurt. Now he's healthy.
Bro,
It's a different team, though.
Yeah, they're a better team. They're a better team than they were 2 years ago.
If
Bro,
in your
but,
mind is
but to say
success,
that it's only successful if they are one of the 2 best teams in the AFC that has the Dolphins, the Jets, the Bengals, the Chiefs, there's so many damn teams there.
then,
Hey, man.
to me, that's if you make the AFC Championship,
cream
that
rises
is
to the top.
That is overachieving. If you make the AFC, or not even that, to me is like that's your ceiling. You
So
make the AFC
you
Championship,
expect
unbelievable.
them to make that then?
No, I think their ceiling's a Super Bowl win. They're that good. But
Yes,
they got to get
I
to the
agree.
AFC Championship. They got to get to the AFC Championship.
I don't.
All
right.
right. They got to win one playoff game.
Agree to
and
disagree.
surpass the Bengals.
You
All
don't
right,
have to
here-
agree.
yeah.
You
No, I
don't
know.
have to agree. That's not the
I'm just
problem.
trying to. Yes, it is. We
No.
all have to agree.
Adam just
Go.
It was Adam's idea, so he's very into this. You know?
Yeah.
Well, because I think we're
Anyway.
talking expectations,
All right,
reality.
stop. Go.
Here's
stop.
What, here's
I'm on your
realist-
side, bro.
Thanks.
Go.
Here's what a successful season for the Cincinnati Bengals looks like. You went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago. You went to the AFC Championship game last year. Win that bitch. Get the Lombardi.
You have to win.
Yeah.
You have to win the Super Bowl.
I think you have
Joe Burrow has to play like an MVP this year. He has to prove that he's better than Josh Allen and that he's closer to the level of Patrick Mahomes.
He also
than
needs to play
people think.
really well in the playoffs.
He needs.
Yeah.
He needs to.
I
Well,
agree.
if you're winning the Super Bowl, he has to ball the fuck out in the playoffs.
Wait, so why do they need to win a Super Bowl?
Because they made the Super Bowl 2 years ago. They made the AFC Championship game last
Oh,
year.
so the natural progression if they
Bro,
made the AFC
shut the
Championship
fuck
would be-
up. I
would be
get
to make the
it.
Super Bowl. All right, so I admit you're wrong.
You
No,
disagree.
because
You
the
disagree.
Bengals have had
You're
so
allowed
much
to
more
disagree,
success
bro.
the last 2
You're
years.
allowed to disagree, but like don't use an opposite logic of
No,
what
this
you
is
use
this
to make
is
a
no,
different
around,
argument.
this isn't
bro.
opposite
I think
logic.
it's literally
You're,
the same
you're
thing.
fucking it up.
We're
because
all
the last
seeing
2
it
years,
differently.
the Bengals lost in the Super Bowl and they lost in the AFC Championship game. The Ravens lost in the first round of the fucking playoffs last year and they won 1 game 2 years
Lamar
before.
didn't play.
It is
Lamar didn't-
totally different.
Lamar didn't play
It is
last year,
totally
bro.
different though.
But did Lamar Jackson
We're talking
play
about
last
a
year?
team, not a
Did Lamar
quarterback.
Jackson play last
We are
year?
talking about a fucking team. I did not say here's what the best season for Joe Burrow would look like.
Yes,
Why did
exactly.
the
Best
Niners
season
lose?
what the Bengals
Why
would
did the
look like.
Niners lose in the playoffs? Because they didn't have Brock Purdy playing.
Bro, yes, but they're on their
Okay,
fifth
that's why
string
we talk
quarterback.
about
That's
quarterbacks.
different. That's different.
Go.
I don't know what, bro. Like,
I'm just saying, brother.
I
The
just think
Bengals. The
You gotta have
Bengals.
the
consistent
realistic
logic.
expectation. No,
You gotta have
if-
consistent
if
logic.
The
I
Bengals,
don't
the
think you're
Bengals in the
having
last 2
consistent
years have
logic.
lost in the Super Bowl and lost the AFC Championship game. So what would be losing in the Super Bowl again does fucking nothing for me if I'm a Bengals
Correct.
fan. You
Yes.
have to go out and win the Super Bowl.
Yes.
I agree.
I
You
agree.
have to do it.
I agree.
Exactly.
All right.
But
I agree, but I'm using the same logic, so that's all I'm saying. I
No, you
agree with
didn't.
that.
You're
You
twisting
didn't.
the logic a little bit.
We all see what you're seeing is the same logic. The three of us all see differently.
Not No.
I'm just telling you from our perspective, it's a totally.
I
different.
know you love the Ravens.
My
but we
expectation
get
for the
it.
Bengals is also to win the Super Bowl.
But
But that's
you're
not
using-
expectation. Oh my
Yes.
We're
god.
using
We're
the word
using,
expectation
like,
far too much.
yeah.
It's not about their expectations. It's about what is reality. And the Ravens' reality is
The
not
reality
to-
is a Super Bowl.
The reality is they lost in the
because they
first
made
fucking
the
round of the
AFC
playoffs
Championship
last year, and Lamar's only
All
won one
right,
game.
all
The
right.
Bengals made the
We're
AFC
having
Championship
fun.
last year.
Oh my god.
NFC West,
Hey, Jack.
Let's go south. We'll
NFC
end
South,
with
fine.
I
that.
agree.
Sure.
I agree with you, Jack. They got to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They have to. I totally agree as well.
NFC West,
Everything
NFC
else.
South.
Oh, God.
Who's in this division?
All right, everyone, can we take a deep breath? A couple deep breaths?
Who's in this
Hey,
division?
guys, we're all friends. We all love each other.
Dude, this content is fucking lit.
These listeners are gonna be going crazy.
Bro, I don't even know if I got a vein here, but I think I might have.
Adam's got
popping.
so many veins. I see
I?
them.
You are very
You get a
vascular.
neck vein right here.
We all have neck veins
especially
all right,
right
all
there.
right.
We've been NFC
NFC
South.
South.
Who's in the NFC South?
Can I take the Falcons?
Who's in the NFC South? The
Falcons,
Bucks?
Saints, Bucks,
Panthers?
Panthers.
I'll take Bucks.
Sure. I'll take the Panthers.
I'll take whoever. I don't
I'll
really
go
give
Saints. I
Fucking
guess.
whatever. All right, here's what a
Cooler
successful
heads
look
prevail,
like.
ladies and gentlemen.
Here's
Cooler
what-
heads prevail.
Here's what a successful
fun,
season
though.
would look like for the Carolina Panthers.
fun.
Bryce Young
Take a
dog.
think about it. Think
You
about
win 7 games and Bryce Young plays well.
You're,
What is
you're
well?
like in the hunt for the division.
Just out
all
of
year.
curiosity, what is
In
well?
the hunt for the
Yeah, I mean, if you finish
wild
that, you're probably in
card.
the hunt.
Successful. Bryce Young wins Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Oh, that would be would be very successful.
I feel like he's. I feel
But
like
even if he
has
does,
to.
they might still go like.
Yeah,
7,
exactly.
win
If
7
Bryce
games.
Young,
Which is totally fine.
If Bryce Young proves that he was meant to be drafted first overall and just like kind of is one
Yeah.
is the best rookie quarterback
Maybe-
in the
yeah.
league, then it will be a
Maybe not even
successful
best
season-
rookie
season
quarterback,
for the
but just like,
Panthers.
all right, this guy got flashes where he can be a stud.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I also think like you went out and got Frank Wright, and who was the coach that took over? I don't remember his name, but he took over midway through, and the team was actually good. Like they overperformed and overachieved.
He fucking used to be the Mizzou D coordinator. I don't know
Yeah.
why he was so good.
Who are the receivers for the
Adam
Panthers?
Thielen, DJ Chark.
not
They got
bad.
Terrace Marshall
Not
Jr.
bad, not bad, not bad.
I don't think they
Not
have.
great.
Thielen's on the down.
Dude,
not
I think
very
they still have Lavishka. Go Buffs.
They do got Lavish.
Brian
Kishka?
Burns. Lavishka Chenault.
The kishka, like the Ashkenazi Jewish food.
Brian Burns has to have an MVP-like
Gefilte.
season.
Gefilte?
Has to. Because he's a friend of the pod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian
He
Burns.
will.
Brian
He will.
Burns is winning defensive
No,
player of the year.
He
Let's put
will
that out there.
because he's a
Brian
friend.
Burns will win Defensive Player of the Year. Why, Jack?
Because he's a friend of the pod.
Yes.
Damn right.
Why, Felipe?
Well, I'm confused because first you said MVP, now you're saying Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, no, he's going to win it all.
All of them.
because he's a friend of the pod.
Yeah, that's why.
I just need a clarification.
Matan,
All right,
Which
but
Donovan
yeah,
was winning.
realistic expectations for the not expectation. Realistic, successful season for the Panthers is win 7 games, and Bryce Young is very.
go
is
How about
good.
just like finish maybe second in the division?
sure?
You know?
No, that would be great.
That'd be
for
great.
them.
Just don't get last.
No, they were second in the division last year. They got to win more than 7 games, I think. You got to win 8 games.
No.
Who was their
I don't know, 'cause
quarterback
you got a
last
rookie
year?
Quarterback now.
That's
It's
the
a little-
point.
Darnold?
Who was their quarterback? Why?
Darnold?
Because if
That
we're
was
going on the logic of constant
Baker,
progression,
Darnold,
Hey, I'm just thinking.
but 1 game progression, I'm expecting that.
I'm just thinking. I'm not. No,
Exactly.
no.
You jumped 2 progression
I don't think
spots.
that fucking dude. Hold
You
on.
jumped 2
Hold on.
progression
Stop for a
spots.
second. Stop for a second. Stop for a second.
I jumped the one.
Stop
bro.
for a second. Stop for a second. Listen. Fuck your bullshit progression shit.
Hey, he said it for
They're
himself.
a whole new team now. Their quarterback is entirely different. If Bryce
coach.
Young is good,
That's all that matters.
Doesn't matter how many games you win. If
Yep.
Bryce Young is good,
agree.
then you have had a successful season.
I agree.
But
with
if Bryce Young's good, they win more than 7 games.
It does, no,
Sure,
not
but that's
necessarily.
not what I'm
Like,
saying. I'm just saying, like,
Oh
it
my
doesn't matter.
God.
If Bryce Young can prove that he's good,
He can be
and they
really good.
lose 14 games,
Yeah.
but Bryce Young
Yeah, I'll
balled
say-
out, like,
He
great.
can have
Success.
he can have some terrible games, but he needs to have
Go.
games where he looks incredible.
Sure.
Go.
This division's the opposite of the AFC North. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
this
Complete
one-
opposite.
I don't
This-
think we're gonna have many feuds on this one.
This is what a successful season looks like for the Atlanta Falcons. I think you need to win 8 games at least. I think you find out Desmond Ridder is your franchise quarterback. Bijan Robinson wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think he's got to rush for at least like 1,300 yards just to prove. If Tyler Algier went for 1,000, he's got to go off.
He's got to go 50.
I think you also need to see that Kyle Pitts is the guy you drafted him in that top
Yeah.
5. Like that to me,
Kyle
it all
Pitts needs
hinges.
to take
The
a stride
Falcons'
at some
success
point.
hinges on their offense.
they need a quarterback, bro.
But part of
Ritter
success is
could be
seeing
that guy,
Desmond
but
Ridder
Pitts
is
is
the
that.
guy.
Pitts is that guy.
I think it's more.
Yeah, I would
I'll
say-
clarify. If they find out that Kyle Pitts is more the guy than Desmond Ridder, then that to me is success.
Yeah, because you can go out and go get a quarterback anyway. You can trade for a quarterback or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
No, but it would
They're
also
building the
it would
infrastructure.
also
But
be
it would also-
success if Desmond Ridder
Yeah.
actually plays well.
Totally.
Like,
100%, that'd be
there's
great.
no
Yeah.
expectations for this guy.
I think
so
if Desmond Ritter can play like a Ryan Tannehill type guy
He
or
can
something
be-
like
yeah.
that.
you take
well,
that.
Arthur
You take
Smith
that all
was
day.
Arthur
You
Smith
would
take
love
that.
Ryan
Like you
Tannehill.
take,
Love
yeah, I would
that.
say like, you know what I mean, like the kind of athletic guy, like doesn't throw any picks. Like you take that all fucking day.
Like best case scenario for them is they obviously win the division, but
who are their receivers?
I think
Drake London.
Yuck.
Well, I think every
London's nice.
Oh, he's fine.
Olamide's not there anymore. They don't really have they have
Zacchaeus?
Yeah, they
love that
have
name.
big
Dude,
like
that's
pieces. You have a running back, you have an amazing offensive line, you have a wide receiver one in Drake London, you have Kyle Pitts. That offense needs to perform.
Yep.
To me, that's success. Now they don't
And
need
a
to win the
great
division,
offensive
but
line,
you need to
apparently.
see
But
that.
London and Pitts, arguably Pitts, count him as a receiver. That's a really good duo.
yeah.
That's a
It is a really
good
good
duo.
But they need to show that they're the guy. They both that entire team, those three weapons were drafted within the top 10. They need to perform.
Yep.
And that's it.
Lipe?
Successful season for the Bucks. It'd be winning the division, honestly.
yeah.
Just because, look, this division is, like we said, it's the opposite of the AFC North, so we don't know who's going to come out on top. It's really just a crapshoot. But the Bucks, at least, they're the only team that has had any type of recent success. So your expectation is like you got Baker Mayfield, who
Could be good.
and has won a play. Like they won that 1 year, that 2 years
They
ago.
won a
right?
playoff game.
Yeah.
He has won a playoff game. He did it with the Browns. It's not like you're getting a garbage quarterback. He's a decent quarterback.
Yeah.
And so you're getting him in the system now, a team that has a lot of the pieces that went to the Super
Their
Bowl.
defense is good.
A successful season is winning the division. Now you might lose in the playoffs, but
I will say there's two types of successful seasons the Bucks can have. It's either that or they lose a fuck ton of games,
And get
still
Caleb
keep that
Williams.
talent that they have on
great
defense
point.
and a receiver, and you get Caleb Williams
That's
and
a
Drake May.
great point.
That's another way that you can have a successful
I don't
season.
think
I don't
they
think
I don't
that's
think they can
possible, though.
coexist. Yeah, because I think in order for them to get that first
gotta get
overall
rid
pick,
of-
they got to get
Well,
rid of pieces.
You know, you could still do it because Baker and fucking Kyle. Who's the other guy?
Trask.
Kyle Trask.
Okay.
They could both be awful
if Baker's that
and
bad,
lose a shit ton of
If
games.
he's that
to where they
though,
lose all those games
gonna
with
trade
a shit ton of
assets.
talent that they still have, then
They're gonna trade
shit,
assets,
Then he's
though.
fucking the worst quarterback we've ever seen in history.
I just don't think it's possible.
I don't have that
He played
expectation.
horrible.
I don't think he will be.
What would be a
I
more
think he's gonna be
successful
decent.
season if you were a Bucks fan? Would it be to have that number one overall pick or to make the playoffs and win?
I'd
the
rather
division?
make the playoffs.
You want to make
you're
the
a
playoffs.
quarterback.
You want to
away
root for
still.
your team to be
Make
good.
the playoffs and then trade for Kyler Murray.
Well, we're gonna get into that.
Pocket,
actually
pocket.
That was
No,
later.
it was close.
It was.
I
It
just wanted to
sounded
make a
like
good
it.
sound.
I agree.
Yeah.
And what team you got?
Saints. Here's what a successful season for the New Orleans Saints looks like. Derek Carr, a couple years ago, I think before last year when they got Devontae Adams, we were all talking about him possibly being not in the MVP conversation.
He was
but,
in the MVP
but
conversation.
in
Yeah,
that conversation,
yeah.
the preseason,
that was
he
the
gets
expectation.
He gets back to that.
Yep.
Not quite in the MVP conversation, but like in
Who,
that
Derek Carr?
Like tier 2.
Derek Carr.
If
Yeah.
Derek Carr gets back to the MVP caliber,
Well,
Not-
Derek Carr
no,
was
'cause
around
he's-
that
he's
like
had- he's
it
had a
felt like
couple
Derek
years
Carr
with
was
the
around that
Raiders
like
when he was
8 to
there.
12 spot,
Yes.
depending on who
If
you
can
ask,
get-
and then
if
he
can-
dropped
if Derek Carr
drastically.
can have a year where he gets back to Kirk Cousins range of top 10 quarterbacks, right? Something like that. Doesn't
Yeah.
turn the ball over that
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Chris Olave takes a jump. Michael Thomas finally is fucking healthy.
That one, I don't know.
I mean, that's a huge if. But you do that.
Kendrick Miller season,
You
though,
do
brother.
that, you win. In that division, you can win. Yeah, I don't know. Even know you can win 10 or 11
Well, for his
games.
dynasty team, that's a successful
Yeah,
season.
I know that's for. I'm the general
continue,
manager.
continue.
No, but for the Saints, you win 10, 11 games, you make the playoffs, you win the division. I think that's a success.
I
And you
agree.
see Derek Carr, you're like, oh, fuck, all right. Like, we
He's
actually got a
actually
guy
good.
here. We got a guy.
Yo, yeah.
I feel like you're right. Kirk Cousins is a good comp. I feel like I always compared the two of them.
I would say you have to
100%.
put Derek Carr above
Both
Kirk
men
Cousins
of
after
God.
this year.
Derek Carr is the Toy Story Kirk Cousins. You know what I'm
I
saying?
do love Toy Story.
Kind of
1, 2, or
get a little
3.
gadgety.
1, 2, or 3.
Nah, you know what I mean? You ever seen that
Like-
compare? Like, what's that one kid that with the skull T-shirt?
Fucking.
'Cause they look the same.
Yeah, they do.
I think they got it. I don't know if they have to win 11 games, but I do think they need to win the division
They have
and
to win the
prove that
division.
They have to
Derek
win the
Carr,
division.
because they gave him a
But I
4-year
think in that
deal.
division, winning 10 or 11 is pretty.
Yeah,
Not
pretty
out of
easy.
question.
3 teams went
They
7
could
and 10
easily,
last
they could
year.
easily be like the second seed in the
Yeah.
NFC, winning 11 games, but not. be
Another
that
part
good.
to it, I think
Like,
you
know
need
what
to
I mean?
see that Dennis Allen is the guy, because like he took over for
Oh,
Sean
yeah,
Payton. He
yeah.
hasn't been the guy, and if they have another bad season, you're
They
kind
also
of in a
haven't
weird
really-
spot.
They didn't really
You're in a
have
weird
any
spot.
quarterbacks that are like worth a shit.
Yeah,
That's what's
I don't
hard.
know. I also
hard to
yeah.
gauge.
So I don't know. I think a successful season for the Saints is winning the division.
Yeah,
to me.
winning the division, you don't got to win a playoff game.
I don't think
but
you need to win a playoff
You have to see Derek
Derek
Carr
Carr be the
get
guy.
back to like 2 years ago. Derek Carr.
I agree.
We're like, oh, this guy kind of nice.
I agree.
Like,
I agree.
All right, AFC South.
Yep. Is this our last one?
Texans.
No, we got
No,
one
we have
more.
to do the West.
the Texans.
You got the Texans.
AFC South.
You want the Colts? You've been high on him.
yeah.
All right,
I'll be the Titans.
I'll be the Jags.
Why you want the Titans?
I just feel like I've like talked about the Titans being
Yeah.
pretty good. Yeah.
Dude, the
Chico
Titans are the
Ziem,
best team in NFL history,
Okonkwo.
bro.
You want to snake it?
Chico.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
nice.
I can snake. Yeah, that's a fun name.
Little Chig.
Yeah, I'll snake it. Here's a successful season looks like for the Houston Texans.
Nice.
My squad. 2020
Super Bowl.
2025 Super Bowl champion Houston Texans, might I say.
Yeah.
But not this year. Absolutely not this year. Successful CJ Stroud and Will Anderson win Offensive and Defensive Player of the Year. Or not Player of the Year. Sorry. Offensive and Defensive Rookie of the Year.
I feel like only
That'd be crazy.
I feel like Will Anderson's the only one that needs to win the award.
Yeah.
Because you traded up for him and
Well, no, you traded up for CJ Stroud.
did they
No.
I thought Will came after.
They drafted CJ and then Will. Sorry.
So like you need to see that Will because that would have been a top 3 pick next year.
I think they were going to draft Will regardless, but they wanted CJ also.
Yeah.
So they were just like, we'll pick one guy and then get the next guy. Because it was back
Go
to
ahead.
back.
What's
But
the
anyway,
successful season?
I think you see that D'Amico Ryan's like his kind of philosophy with the 49ers and prowess on defense translates to the Texans. They can have a good defense without huge names, but he grooms a guy like Will Anderson to be like a Nick Bosa type of player off the edge. And then CJ Stroud comes in, doesn't turn the ball over much. He's not a guy that's going to like wow you or anything, but you're like, this guy could be a good ass quarterback with a lot of pieces around.
Yeah.
Like if we get him a receiver like John Mechie, if he plays pretty well
Nico
this
Collins.
year.
Nico Collins.
Yeah, Nico
He's gonna
Collins.
have a crazy year.
If
Yeah.
Damian Pierce
Think
plays
so?
well again,
Yeah.
like
Fantasy
I
South.
think if
I'm in Dynasty.
a successful record, I guess, for the Texans is like 6-11.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
6-11.
They
You're
won
not-
3 games
You ain't gonna make
last
the
year.
playoffs. You're not gonna sniff the wild card. It's fine. You don't got that much talent. But you want to see your young guys that you've drafted the last couple of years come up. You want
If
to
you
see them
can-
continue to improve.
If you can improve by winning 3 more games, you should be happy with that.
6, 7. 7's a lot.
I
But
think part of that is you'd want to see something out of Nico Collins or John Mechie. You know Damian Pierce is there. You have 2 really good linemen. I think it's Titus Howard and Laramie Tunsil. Like they are building something good. I think you nailed it on the head with D'Amico Ryans. Win 6 games. Will Anderson's got to win Defensive Rookie of the Year though.
Yeah.
If you
which
traded up for him.
I think he should. He's the best, most talented player coming out of the draft.
Any
on defense.
qualms?
No,
Cool.
that was very accurate.
Next.
And they become Texas's football team.
Very
Colts?
accurate.
Yes.
He said it. He said it.
How does it piss you off that the Texans are the Texans, but they're in Houston? They have that Texas logo, you know.
We have the stars.
We lost Felipe
Y'all
like
can have-
hours
y'all can have
ago
whatever
when
you
we
want.
argued about the Ravens.
I'm here, and I'm proud. Nah.
Now it's your
Colts.
time, bro. This is your fucking
Colts.
time.
Colts.
A successful season for the Colts will look like they're gonna be they're gonna be in the hunt for a wild card spot, and and Anthony Richardson plays well, and by playing well, look,
Flashes.
What's his stat line? For success.
Like
minimum.
20
minimum.
Like
20
5,500.
No, I think
yards.
he has like between 18 and 22 passing touchdowns, like 8 to 12 rushing touchdowns, maybe more.
Wait. Is this your prediction or this is your minimum expectation?
Yeah. This is we're getting lost.
There's
there's
the
a
minimum
difference.
success expectation is what this is.
What
Yeah, well,
is
no,
the
my
baseline?
for success, like minimum success expectation, I think the Colts will win like 6-7 games. But if Anthony Richardson plays well, then I think you're happy with that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you're going to be able to build off of that.
I agree.
And so you can build off of like, look, Anthony Richardson's going to throw for many more touchdowns than 22 touchdowns in his career, like in a season. But you're okay with that his rookie year.
I'd
know
be
what I
okay
mean?
with even
I mean,
less.
the
In
thing-
the future, Anthony Richardson's ceiling's top 5 quarterback in the league. Like he's that talented.
Oh, yeah.
So you just want to see him be okay. Like I don't need a Cam Newton rookie year. I don't need that or RG3 rookie year. But like, let me see you be good.
I would make-
and go win like 6 or 7 games because you're not going to compete with the Jags.
I would
The
say
Jags
I
are too
want-
Oh
good.
yeah, but 6 and 7.
I wanna- if I'm a
said
Colts fan,
you
if
said
I-
compete for the wild card.
Oh, in the hunt. You know when like they show like the in the hunt. teams?
yeah.
Like,
You
teams
want to
like-
be the in the hunt.
I
graphic.
agree.
You wanna
Now
be in
you
the- in the
got
hunt
me back.
graphic.
You got me back. I think you got to go like 7 and 10. You see Anthony Richardson's the guy. I think a small one also is Jonathan Taylor stays there.
Yeah, I was gonna say you
Like
need to-
you can't let
need to
this get
re-sign
out of
Jonathan
hand.
Taylor.
If Jonathan Taylor's there, Anthony Richardson needs him for his progression. That's massive. I think another small one is to see that Michael Pittman can be your wide receiver 1.
Yeah,
Like the offense needs to have a good season. The offensive line was bad. You know, like you need to see that a guy like Quentin Nelson can still anchor your team.
yeah.
can.
I think the thing with Anthony, and you guys know I'm lower on Anthony Richardson than anyone because he throws a bajillion picks. Like if you can see him his rookie year limit turnovers more than he did in college and actually like play smart football, because like in college his big things that were knocks on him were decision making and accuracy. Pretty big things, right?
Those
if
are
he
two
can-
very important.
There's pretty big things for a quarterback.
you don't need
so it's
that to
like,
be an NFL quarterback
If you
at all.
can limit that in the NFL and you can kind of show that, hey, we can use this running game with Jonathan Taylor and myself to open up the passing lanes, you might have something there. I just want to you just want to see him play smart football.
Look, you want to see him take the progression that Josh Allen has taken in his career. Arguably the same type of player.
Josh Allen had a bad rookie.
You would take Anthony Richardson over Josh Allen coming out of college easily. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like think about like that's his comp a lot. But you think of Josh Allen's rookie year was pretty bad. Pretty bad. But he had flashes where you're like, oh, okay.
Hey, good luck, Anthony.
Yeah. Man, if he can turn into something though, he's gonna be so fucking.
If he can polish up his game.
Oh
Here's what a successful season looks like for the Tennessee Titans. I just think you need to be in the hunt with the Jags. You don't need to win the division, but I think you do need to be close enough. You kind of sold off
that bad.
They sold off a fuck ton of assets and they let go of people. And then, as Ari said yesterday,
we're not Jeffrey Simmons.
As Ari said yesterday, D-Hop,
Eddie George.
like they kind of went back in. I also think you need to see out of D-Hop, like maybe not the upper echelon wide receiver, but like why would you go out and get him to stay average? I think like
He's still good, yeah.
He's still elite, but that's what I'm saying.
Nice.
You need to see that DeAndre Hopkins, like the money was worth it.
Yep.
I think you also need to
Treylon
see
Burks?
some out of either Will Levis or Malik Willis because Ryan Tannehill is not your future quarterback, and
see
you can't
Levis.
just keep drafting quarterbacks
Yeah,
late
boy.
in the first or
Levis.
when
They're
guys fall.
They're gonna throw Levis out there first.
So I think, Ryan Tannehill I think is going to be the starter. It's the only reason
But
D-Hop
I
does.
mean, after
If the Tennessee Titans win 8 games and just like give the Jags some trouble, to me it's a successful season.
I think
Because
they
they don't
got-
have the roster to win the
I
division,
think they
but
should
they
go
could.
above 500. Like
Yeah,
for
they have to be
success,
above.
I agree.
Go above 500.
9 and 8.
You see that D-Hop's still that fucking guy, so you're like, oh shit, maybe he can be nice with Levis once Tannehill's gone next year.
D-Hop needs to be
Like-
successful,
9 and 8.
and then the Titans
And then
can be successful.
those players on defense that they have that are pretty
The
good. Like Byard
expectation-
still got to be good. You know?
Under a Mike Vrabel is that you have to be above 500.
But here's the thing, right? We're talking about what it would be under a successful season, right? Like we're predicting a successful season for them. Like what would be a successful season?
yeah.
I don't think we're predicting what a successful season would be. We're just saying like what would you be happy, like what you should
You're a
be happy
Titans
with.
fan.
And then the characteristics of that is you're predicting. Like you're predicting.
No, I'm not, because I'm predicting that the Tennessee Titans could potentially win the division. But I don't think like if you don't win the division,
That doesn't mean though that it's like that's the.
if you don't win the division,
minimum
you
success.
shouldn't be like
I would
What
say
a failure.
I would say
If-
success. If you're a Titans fan, a successful season probably is making that last wild card spot.
Yeah.
well that would be an
Like
overachievement.
what I'm saying is you're coming up with the
Yeah, but that's what you're happy.
Oh,
with
I don't
those
think
over
they're
there.
that
Oh, you'd
bad,
be
though.
ecstatic. You'd be
I don't
ecstatic.
think they're that bad.
They've sold off assets.
I don't think they're that
They're
bad.
not terrible. They still got Derrick Henry. They got D-Hop. They got
Like Tannehill's still solid.
Who's that fucking D tackle? I can't remember his name.
Jeffrey Simmons.
He's awesome.
I
Byard's
agree
awesome.
And
with you. They
Vrabel's
have
such a
a
good
roster
coach,
that
bro.
if they happen to win the division, it wouldn't shock me. But
Like-
the Jags should win that division. If you could compete with the Jags,
If
and
you
the
make
Jags
the playoffs-
happen to lose a game to you guys late in the season because they always play late because of the AFC South,
Yeah.
and they win that, you're ecstatic. The Jags should win the division.
Yeah.
But if the Titans compete and
All
give
right.
them trouble, that's
Can
amazing.
I talk about the Jags?
Please do.
This is
Do
what a successful season would look like for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jackie Wires.
Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence MVP.
Actually?
Okay.
That would be pretty successful.
MVP conversation.
Yeah. No, the Jaguars.
I don't even think you need that.
It would be a successful season for the Jaguars if they win 2 playoff games.
Why two?
Because
Oh, don't even answer the question.
Thank you. Don't
Well,
answer.
well,
Don't answer.
I
It'll
thought
help you-
about-
It'll help you a lot.
I thought about-
clarify.
because last year they went to 1, correct? Did they
won
win
one.
They won one.
Now this year won two.
Trevor Lawrence is about to take a leap. The team didn't really change that much, did it?
They added.
They added Calvin
Calvin
Ridley.
Ridley.
They just got better.
They're better. They're good, man.
They got better. So it would be a successful season if they go further.
Let me ask you a question. Would you consider it a success if
The
they
Ravens,
won
they
another?
went a step back, which means now they're going a step forward, which is the same. That's
Not
my
true.
argument.
Good point.
Bingo.
Last season they took a step
Invalidate.
back.
Lamar Jackson didn't play.
I also do
Which means
think
they
with
took
the
a step back.
Jags, though,
The team.
I'll counter that. It wouldn't be like you're expecting them to win another playoff game. If
Yeah.
they win one more playoff game again,
If the
under year 2 of Doug Peterson,
Yeah.
and Calvin really happens to have a 1,200, 1,300 yard receiving season, what we know he's capable of, and Trevor Lawrence takes another leap, I'd be very happy with
Yeah.
that.
I agree.
Because
I would
if you're
say
going
with-
into year 4 of Trevor
agree.
Lawrence,
I still think
with
that's
how
successful.
crazy loaded the AFC is. If you're the Jags and you've been perennial,
And you win
fucking
one
and
playoff
you win one
games,
playoff game, I agree. I still
win the
think it's
playoff
successful.
game
That's a
again. If you win a
success.
playoff game in back-to-back years,
But if Trevor,
That's unbelievable.
you're like, oh shit, okay,
They're for real.
like we got something.
we keep throwing the word expectation out there. The expectation is that Trevor Lawrence is going to be a top 5 quarterback at
Correct.
some point.
Yes.
So if Trevor Lawrence has some sort of MVP caliber season, then that is incredible success for the.
and
Jacksonville
therefore they would
Jaguars.
overachieve, I think. Because
I agree.
of
That would be overachieving. That's not the
Yes.
minimum success.
The minimum success
Like,
is win
is
one
win
more
one
playoff
playoff
game. Win a
game,
playoff
If
exactly.
game.
Trevor Lawrence finds
And-
himself in that conversation with your Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, like in that realm, great fucking year.
If they win another
agreed.
playoff game, he will be in that conversation.
Yeah, the thing I think we're okay with him only winning one playoff game this year is because he's still developing as a quarterback.
Yeah.
Like he hasn't.
Yes, he's still so
He'll only
young.
be in his third year. I don't even count his rookie year because that was Urban Meyer bullshit.
Yeah.
When you talk about a guy, another guy who's like, let's say, already won MVP, has been 6, 7, 8 years in the league, and they've already shown what they have. Then you want to see more. But wait, Trevor Lawrence, just do it again. Just give me one more year where you're good and keep
I
improving.
agree.
Yep.
I agree. All right, and last but not least,
The West.
The West.
You take the
NFC
Niners?
West.
I'll do
You wanna
the
take the Seahawks?
49ers.
Yeah, I'll take the Seahawks.
Rap?
Who else is in that division?
the Rams and the Cardinals.
Snake? Matan?
Yikes.
Which one do you want? I'll take either.
I'll take the Rams.
Okay.
Oh,
Jack, hit us with your team.
okay. Here's here's what a successful season for the 49ers looks like. You finally figure out who the hell your quarterback for the future is. Is it Trey Lance or is it Brock Purdy?
I agree.
You figure
Not Sam
that out
Darnold?
first and foremost. What?
Not Sam Darnold?
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be funny if he played a few games and played well, but he's not the future of the
It
quarterback.
would be
He's
funny.
not the future quarterback. It would be funny. And he's going to win games if he plays. But, all right, back to it. You got to figure out, like, first and foremost, who your quarterback is going forward. That's the biggest thing. I don't even care about how many wins after
I
that.
agree.
Like,
I
that's
feel
the
like
first
that's
thing you have
it.
to figure out. Once you figure that out, you're like, okay, you're going to make the playoffs regardless, right? No matter who's at quarterback, I think, with them. I think successful for me, you lost in the NFC Championship game last year. I would still say, I think if you make the NFC Championship game again, but you know who your quarterback is, that's a success for me.
I agree.
We don't have to make the Super Bowl. The Niners do not have to make the Super Bowl for me to think that's the only way it's successful. Like, I just want to know who the guy is going forward with a full season of Trey Lance or a full season of Brock Purdy.
I think it's fair.
And like, that's all I really care about, because then for the future, the next few years after this, it's fine.
I agree.
But still make the NFC Championship game.
I agree.
Good take.
Because you would have beat the Eagles. If Brock Purdy
Common
doesn't get
Jack
hurt.
W.
Might have.
I think
Still
I think
probably
you,
not.
I
The Eagles
think,
are loaded.
I think you would have.
It's tough because
personally.
they carved up the defense, but that was also because the defense was on the
I
field
don't.
for like a whole game.
The Eagles were
But
good.
I agree with that, though.
I
You
agree
got to
too.
know who your franchise quarterback is.
That's the most important thing.
All right,
That's-
Leap.
Seahawks. Successful season for the Seahawks. It would just look like a wild card win. Yeah, wild card win.
Make the playoffs again.
They could even lose a division, but make the playoffs and get a win. Because Geno Smith, one good year, we want to see another good year from him.
Yeah, can he build off that?
Yep.
And the Seahawks are a team that has had a lot of success, and so
Pete Carroll, great coach.
you kind of you want to see something from them since you've seen it in the past, and now they have a quarterback that's pretty good. You want to see him do it again. I think a playoff, making it to the playoffs, and because they made it last year and lost, right?
Yeah, it's the Niners.
Yeah.
Lost to the Niners.
Yeah, you got to win. I agree. I think you got to win.
I think they
playoff game.
could see themselves in a position where they're playing like one of them like bad NFC teams. Obviously,
Like the
one of the
NFC
NFC
North
South
team
teams is gonna
Or
win.
South, yeah.
Win a playoff game and just build off of last year.
Yeah.
I
I think you
agree.
need to do that because you gave Geno an extension.
Yeah.
So you need to be
Like,
like
if you
this
miss the
person makes
playoffs, it's a
sense.
fucking disappointment.
I was
You
saying,
got to make.
Wasn't
the
there a
playoffs.
quarterback
Yeah.
available for them this year? They could have drafted.
Oh,
I
they could have
think.
drafted Levis.
There was someone else I feel like available when they drafted.
I think it was just Levis.
It was just
It was just Levis.
Yeah. But I think a success for the Seahawks, honestly, really just depends, like, hinges on, all right, Geno Smith, do it again.
I agree.
You're great last year, do it again.
Agree. I do agree.
Adam?
This is what a successful season looks like for the Cardinals.
Yikes.
two wins.
Lose every
Not a
game and
lot.
get Caleb
Jonathan-
Williams.
Jonathan Gannon's not that weird. First and foremost, he's not that weird of a head coach. He actually can rally the troops a little bit. They won 4 games last year. I think if you could win one more game and win 5, you obviously don't have Kyler. I think another
be
weird
honest.
part of it,
I don't think a success is winning more games for the Cardinals.
I think a
agree.
success is winning more games. Well, because Kyler's going to be out for the whole or for the first half of the season. I think the reason that they need to be more successful is if they start out bad and they win 4 again, I think no matter what happens, they are trading Kyler Murray and getting Caleb Williams because they will be the worst team. And that sets your franchise
Whoa.
back even more. In a way,
I don't know.
I could see them drafting Caleb. If I'm a Cardinals fan and I win one more and Kyler comes back and I could see Kyler be a guy that wins us one more game or 2 more games and know what we have to do. If you don't have to draft a quarterback and you could add other pieces, you just got Paris Johnson, you should be happy. That would be success. You have your quarterback, you could add other pieces. I think the Cardinals, if you're a Cardinals fan, to have a successful season, have Kyler come back, know he's your franchise quarterback, and win one more game.
I really don't know.
It's so tough with the shitty teams.
That's a depressing team, man.
It's so
I'd
tough
be
with the
sad to
shitty
be
teams.
It'd be more
because,
depressing
like,
if you had to
really,
start
it's
from
a
scratch.
successful
Bro,
season
besides
if you
Buda
win
Baker,
3 more
they got
games.
No one.
But it would be a disappointment if you have to start all over again. You did this 4 years ago with Kyler Murray. If you have to start all over again under a new regime without any weapons and go out and get a Caleb Williams and trade off and you're not going to get a first-round pick for Kyler Murray, to me, that's a failure. So if you could see that Kyler Murray is your guy moving forward, you win one more game, your offensive line is better because you drafted Paris Johnson. Now we can go out and add some more pieces. And with one of those picks, we get fucking Marvin Harrison Jr., we're now moving towards the future. That'd be a success.
If you can get Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
Jr.,
But that's why. If you have a top 5 pick, you're going to go after a quarterback. But if Kyler's the guy, you can get Marvin. And you're going to be in the top 5.
That's true.
That's why I think it's a success.
All right.
There are different ways to look about it, though.
Here's what a successful season would look like for the Los Angeles Rams. Not a lot. But because we're just talking about actual
It's so
play,
tough because
it's tough.
they're just
no.
mediocre.
Realistically, it's somehow they are able to rally together the nobodies they have on that team around Cooper Kupp and Matt Stafford and Aaron Donald and win 8 games. That is a successful season for the Rams.
I think above 500, 9 and 8.
Yeah, basically around there. If they could hover 500, that would be a successful season because it's just a huge step up from last year. Matt Stafford stays healthy. He plays really well. In theory, who knows? Maybe they have some dudes that we don't know about, that are just going to ball out. McVay's a great coach. Stafford's a great quarterback. We know that he can lead a team to success. So if he can be healthy all year and just do his thing, so I think they could, in theory, have a successful season with an 8 to 9 win season.
Here's a guy.
Sean McVay won a Super Bowl, but with a bunch of fucking good players, a bunch of pieces. If I'm a Rams fan, I kind of want to see what Sean McVay can do without all those guys.
100,000%.
Is Sean McVay a product of all the really great players we placed around him, or is he actually a really fucking good, smart, innovative
But that's
coach?
why I think 9 and 8 would be exemplary.
If they go 9 and 8 with this roster, you're like, okay, hell yeah, Sean McVay's still that guy. He has nobody to play with right now, and he's still got.
I think that would be a successful season. 9 and 8. Also, a big thing is Stafford, Kupp, and Aaron Donald all stay healthy.
If I'm a Rams fan, I am scared if you go 5-12 though.
I think it's successful. You should want to lose every fucking game, bro. They have no talent.
Yeah,
Much.
I'm just thinking about for the actual we were saying about the Cardinals too, and I just feel I'm not trying to think about that. I'm trying to think about what would be successful for the team they have now this year.
Actually, for the Rams,
play
the best thing for the Rams' future, honestly, might be trading Stafford, Kupp, and
It
Donald.
literally
definitely.
Lose a bunch of games, go get Caleb Williams or Drake May for the future. I
thought about going that angle.
I'll tell you why I
too.
don't agree because it sets you even back if you have to get a new head coach. And Sean McVay thought about retiring. These guys
Sean
thought
McVay
about
doesn't want to
retiring.
coach.
If Sean McVay doesn't want to coach anymore, and you have
23.
to find a new head coach, you could set yourself back 10 plus
Sean
years
McVay doesn't
without
want
a
to
head
coach
coach
for a team that's not competitive. Is what
you
he
have
said.
a head coach now. I think on that spectrum, the most success from that standpoint would be you have a bad season, you retain Kupp and Aaron Donald and can get a Drake May or Caleb Williams. That's one side of the spectrum. Now, I think that's unlikely because you would trade away assets to be there. But I think if you can win 9 games, like you said, Sean McVay proves that he can be a hell of a coach, get the team to overachieve, have the team bought in, and have a Cooper Kupp that's healthy, Stafford healthy, Aaron Donald healthy. To me, you can build off that. That's success.
I see Donald going to a contender
I could see him
Von
moving.
Miller did.
I can see him moving.
I
can see them moving.
It's gonna be dope when the Niners get him
really
and
well.
Javon Hargrave.
I can see them moving Cooper Kupp too.
All right, last division.
Jets.
Cooper Kupp with Brandon Ayuk.
We did this.
Cup to
No,
the
we
Jets,
didn't do
bro.
AFC North.
We didn't do the
AFC West.
AFC West, my friend.
Give me the Raiders.
Oh, we did not. Yes.
I'll take the Chargers.
All right, I'll go Chiefs.
I'll go Broncos.
All right, should I start?
Do it.
It's not a very long one. Here's what would make.
Can you make it more than a minute though?
No, don't do it.
I could try.
Oh, I know why. Yeah.
Wait. Set the timer.
No. This is what a successful season would look like for the Kansas City Chiefs. Winning the Super Bowl, Patrick Mahomes gets MVP.
Bang. Yep. What's up next, Adam?
If I need to rant on that a little bit, it's just I think the expectation for them at this point is that that's going to happen every single year. Yeah. And you got to just go out there and prove that you are the dynasty that you are and that Mahomes is the guy that we all think he is and know he is.
Mahomes' first back-to-back Super Bowl.
Absolutely. Yep. Kelsey would get a third one under
I
his
would
belt.
say really important for Travis Kelce to not regress.
20 more seconds, guys. Keep
That's
going.
Good idea.
That's a big thing. I
That
feel
would be a
for the
win.
Chiefs.
That would make things successful.
He's old.
for
He's
them.
35, so you got to kind of
well,
hope
also-
that,
Yeah.
Mahomes has to prove he can do it without Bieniemy too.
Yeah, that's true.
I was going to say
And
that.
without Chad Henne.
15 seconds.
That Chad Henne actually probably
He's
bigger.
really the guy in his ear that's really making it happen.
Yeah. No, that-
There's nothing to say. The
There's
Chiefs
nothing else
have to
to
win a
say.
Super Bowl. That's the
And Nick
anything
Bolton,
9
else is a
seconds.
failure.
We're good.
so
I
Mizzou, Nick Bolton.
Last but not least, I
Right?
do think there's something to be said about like Patrick Mahomes obviously has a stranglehold on all the quarterbacks in the NFL, but being able to show that you are far and away the one guy in the NFL that doesn't need this big supporting cast to win, I think that would also be a massive
he didn't show
success.
that
That's the
last year?
shit. That's shit like
No,
Tom
he did.
Brady.
I'm saying doing it again.
Oh, no, he didn't have to do it again. He already did it.
Yeah, I agree.
If
He
they
did it
haven't-
last year.
He doesn't have to do it again, but
do it again.
But again, we're talking about the
but
success
they
of
still
the team.
slightly
The success
had
of the
a
team
better
would
receiving
be them winning the
core.
Super
They're
Bowl.
all these young guys. I think if they go, obviously, if you win the Super Bowl, that's what they should
Bro, if
do.
Sky Moore has
But
1,000 yards receiving, that's just the Patrick Mahomes.
If Patrick Mahomes still puts up 45 touchdowns with fucking nobodies and they lose in the AFC Championship,
my
I wouldn't be
question, though.
happy. That's what I want. But like, you should go back to back. But like, that's not.
Here's
that
my
bad.
question though.
No, you're not.
What's your question?
Because like it's so hard because there's the spectrum of like we were just saying like there's no logic to this thinking. I think we were arguing about the logic to this thinking. There's no logic to this. It's just kind of a Plums feeling. It's like, is it really not a successful season if Mahomes is MVP, they have the best team all year, and they lose in the AFC Championship?
Failure.
Why is that a failure?
Because right now it's
a
Super Bowl or
failure.
bust. Every
No, but
year
I'm
Super
just-
Bowl or
If you
bust
have
for
the
them.
best player, if you have the best player in fucking football,
Yeah,
you
but-
better win.
but-
Every
You've made 5
goddamn
straight
game.
AFC Championship games. You won 2 Super Bowls. You've been to 3.
That's my point, though.
You
But
gotta
they-
win.
There were years those years. Hold on. There were years those years that they were the best team and they had come off a Super Bowl and they had the
You
MVP
ask-
and they lost in the
you
AFC
ask any
Championship
Pa-
because
you ask any
anything can
Patriots
happen
fan.
on Sunday.
Yeah,
Ask
it's
any Patriots fan
is that,
during
does
the
that
Tom
make your
Brady era?
entire season of prolonged success? You know what I mean? Like you've gotten now
it makes it a failure.
17, 18 games entirely a failure.
Yeah, because you played for one thing to go win a Super Bowl.
Okay.
What were you saying?
I was saying, you ask any Patriot fan during the Tom Brady era, if they didn't win a Super Bowl, it was a failure.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I agree, but like, is there a baseline? In my standpoint, there is a baseline.
It was LeBron on the Heat, bro. Anything other than a championship, failure.
When the Warriors had KD,
facts.
when we lost the Warriors, ever since they started getting that dynasty, as a Warrior fan, if we lost the NBA championship, I'm fucking pissed.
failure.
Yes, but also
a
as a
failure.
Heat fan, while it still was a failure,
It's not a success.
We call back saying we made 4 straight NBA finals. Like it's
Bro.
something that you're not proud of it, but you could be happy.
Okay,
Nah.
I'm
I'm not happy with it, but I'm just
all
saying.
right, how about the Warriors? And they lost 3-1. They won 73 fucking games.
Yeah, not
That's
failure.
not enough for me. Cool, we had the best
I
regular
wanna
season
win a
ever,
Super Bowl.
but we
Yeah,
didn't
that's
win at
failure.
all. So
If I
it's
want,
not-
I want to win a Super Bowl, but if I'm a Chiefs fan and you get to Super Bowl and you happen to lose and you had a great fucking season, it's gonna fucking hurt. It's gonna kill, but you
Yeah,
should
no,
still
I-
objectively be happy with that.
no, you
shouldn't,
won't, because
I
you've won.
agree.
You've won a cup.
That's
I
why
see
there
what you're
is
saying.
correlation between expectation and performance.
The
Like,
Chiefs are the only one that fit that.
They're the only team. Yeah.
What? Okay, exception. All right. Is it?
Yeah,
your
the
turn?
Chiefs just won the Super Bowl. They are the only one that the expectations match what the floor is.
There's a couple. There's like a
The Eagles, if
couple.
anything.
Eagles, Bengals, because they've done stuff the last.
Well, now
few
you're
years.
making. So my point is now you're making exceptions though.
What?
I don't think there's like exceptions. I think if it
I don't
works
know what
for
we're
one
getting
team,
at.
it
All
works
right,
for the others.
what are the Chargers gonna do this year, or Broncos, wherever we're at?
This is what a successful season looks like for the Denver Broncos. Russ is the guy that you traded for, first and foremost. You got to make the playoffs, bare minimum. You have to make the playoffs. Sean Payton, I don't think he's fully bought in. Like, there's something to be said about retiring when Drew Brees leaves, and then you go to the booth, and then you're like, oh, money talks. I'm going to go out and coach again. I don't think he's still as interested. But if Sean Payton can reinvigorate and re-energize Russell Wilson, they make the playoffs. They win like 9, 10 games. If they make the playoffs with 9 games, actually, I take it
think
back.
you just make
They're
the
not
playoffs
going to
for
make.
chill.
I think if you just make the playoffs. But the problem is, that's their baseline. And because you traded for Russ and because of what that roster looks like, you need to do better than that. But if you're a Broncos fan, I'd be happy just making the playoffs and seeing that Russell Wilson is the quarterback that you wanted to trade for.
Yeah, I think
the most important
it's
thing.
more dependent on Russ or finding out that he's not the dude. Like a success is just this is the
That'd be a
last.
failure, though.
It's a failure, but like you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like
long-term success.
long term,
Yeah.
just figure it out this year. Don't have Russ play like sometimes good, sometimes bad.
But it's a failure because they give up so much draft capital.
Yeah,
I get it, but like you just want to move on at some point if he's not the guy.
That's fair. It's the glass half full, glass
it's
half
hard.
empty.
It's hard because there are successful seasons. There's positives that come out of shitty seasons and situations. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that's fair. I don't know. They got to
just-
make the playoffs.
Costco workers.
Yeah. Broncos are a weird team. The Chargers, successful season for the Chargers would look like a playoff win. That's all you need, a playoff win. Yeah. You need a playoff win, though.
You do.
Anything less than one playoff, you get to the playoffs and lose, failure.
That's just the same old shit.
I agree.
Yeah.
You need a playoff win.
You just paid Justin Herbert that much, like
You paid Herbert. You got all these guys that are getting older and older and older. Eckler's going to play for them.
mm-hmm. Keenan Allen's older.
Keenan Allen's older. Like
They just picked up Eric
you
Kendricks,
gave Justin
Quinn
Herbert
Hack,
another
older.
weapon. Quentin Johnston, shout out Texas again. And
I'm glad we got one in.
And so they have talent, and last year they blew a fucking historic lead against the Jags. So this year, go to the playoffs, win that playoff game, and then you got to build off of that for the future. But because you lost, you made it to the playoffs last year and lost. This year you go out and win.
Yeah.
And then next year you go out and win too, or else it's a failure next year.
Because I could still see Brandon Staley getting fired if they just won one playoff game.
No, I think if they win a playoff game, that's more than they've done in a long time.
Well, that's the point, right? So if he gets fired because they only won one playoff game, then that means the expectation for the Chargers is that they should win two the next year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it works.
When you do pay Justin Herbert as the
Or
highest paid
this
quarterback
year.
in
No,
the
like
NFL,
this year. They should win two this year. Because
Obviously,
if
they
don't
blew a
win two this year
lead,
and
but
he
they
gets
were up,
fired,
what,
you know
like
I mean?
27? Like, I don't know. It's a
But that's what I'm
moral
saying.
victory and
Yeah.
loss. I don't know.
oh, you cannot have it. Are you about to say that last year that Chargers fans were like, great season,
No,
boys?
no, not at all. Not at all. I'm just saying, like, in this hypothetical world where they were blowing this team out, I'm not saying they won. They obviously fucking lost, and that sucks. I just think, like, I don't know. I guess, yeah, winning one playoff game is a success.
It is.
Yeah.
100%.
Just Justin Herbert's elite. I think part of that, Justin Herbert also needs to
Be
this
he needs
elite
to ball,
quarterback that
yeah.
everyone
He could
talks
be,
about.
yeah.
Yeah.
He has
Agreed.
everything to be that guy. He needs to be a top five
He's got a
quarterback.
ball.
They're in a
Agreed.
Like
tough.
consensus.
They're in a tough division. But like, if we're talking about regular season, then like they should win 10-11.
Yeah.
For me, like in the guys that are put in those top five quarterbacks, the Jalen Hurts, even
Herbert's
Lamar,
in like almost everyone's top five. I've realized.
But that's what
Yeah.
I feel like Herbert has the best position to like solidify that, if that makes sense, to be a top five quarterback. Like he has all the tools around him. He's got the offensive line. He's got weapons.
Yeah, probably.
He's got a new offensive
You're right.
coordinator. He's put up crazy yards like out of Lamar, out of Jalen Hurts, out of all these guys. Like Justin Herbert just feels like the guy that's like, yeah, you
I
need
mean,
to
he's
be
got
there.
the craziest arm talent out of
Yeah.
all those dudes.
yeah.
he's just
I don't know why the
insane.
Chargers didn't go after like Bieniemy. Instead, they got bum ass
God,
Kellen.
if
They got bum ass
if they
Kellen Moore,
if
who
they got
fucking
the
ruined the
enemy,
Cowboys'
bro,
offense.
Oh my!
You also have to look at where
fucking
Bieniemy's probably thinking he could become a head coach.
Become a head coach in LA with Herbert.
I agree. I'm just saying.
God. Yeah, like if
The closest thing to Mahomes.
What you got? Last but not least, we got to wrap.
last but not least, here's what a successful year for the Las Vegas Raiders looks like.
The Raiders.
I don't fucking know.
It's a good one.
All right, put yourself in a Raiders' shoes right now. What would make you
All
happy?
right, give me a Modelo. I'm ready.
We need to call Kevin Walsh.
Yeah, I think a successful season is you see some chemistry between Jimmy G and Devontae Adams. Devontae wants to stay. He likes it. They
That's a big
win.
one.
That's a
big
bit.
one.
Yeah, I think that's huge.
But we've lost both of them.
Josh Jacobs has another year that's fucking crazy again. You're like, all right, yeah, we can actually re-sign this guy for a few years. That's fine.
Yeah.
Fucking Jacoby Myers plays pretty well as a
Max
wide receiver
Crosby
too.
is
and,
awesome.
And Hunter Renfro is also
As usual.
just really sneaky athletic as well again.
He's so good though, man. For real, for real.
Yeah.
Like
Great route runner.
Michael Mayers.
Honestly, great route runner.
Mayer. I don't think it was
Yeah,
Mayer?
Michael Mayer looks good.
Mike
you know,
Myers?
like the defense is so fucking bad, they're not going to win games. But like, I don't know. If,
Win one
if
more
Jimmy, if Jimmy, a Jimmy's successful season, right? A successful season for him shows that he can still win games and be a good game manager, not with San Francisco. Like you can do that outside of there. I just feel like their defense is just so damn bad.
Hey, he did it in New England. Don't forget.
Yeah, like Max Crosby and Jalen Jones are good pieces.
I think they got to win one more game than last year. And
But
that's a success. I think a big one is
I'd say
Devontae and
if
Jimmy
the
as well.
Raiders win like 7 or 8, if they're if the Raiders are in the hunt graphic all year,
On the graphic.
if they're in the hunt graphic, good year,
Yeah.
good year for you guys. It's just hard because
I
like
agree,
quarterback,
man.
they
It's
got
so
like
much
nothing.
fucking
Like
garbage.
I love Jimmy, but you got no real promise there.
I think
to-
a successful season
Jimmy's
also
future.
slightly
Jimmy's a
is to
bridge
know that Josh
quarterback.
McDaniels is your head coach. Because I feel
Yeah.
like there's qualms about him.
yeah,
Oh, there are qualms.
there are
That's-
definitely.
yeah,
problems.
he's
If you
kinda
can know,
sucks.
because again, you set your franchise back if you don't have
know
a
what?
quarterback, you don't have a head coach, you don't have core
If
pieces.
you're the Raiders, actually a big success too is if you're who's that first round pick? They got the
Michael
fucking
Myers.
big boy from Texas Tech.
Oh.
Michael Myers second round.
Crazy shoulders. Right? We were
Yeah,
all freaking
Tyree
out.
Wilson.
Tyree Wilson.
Tyree
yeah.
Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
If the Raiders can
Built
hit
like
on
Felipe.
if the Raiders can finally hit on a defensive draft pick,
Yeah.
in the first round,
That's true.
if Tyree Wilson's
Bro, if they
a
can hit
dog,
on
that's
a first
great.
round pick.
Good job.
they could hit on any first-round pick, it feels like they can.
Yeah, they don't think they ever really have.
It's a good point.
That'd be sweet.
Nah, Henry Ruggs hit that one.
Well, no, he did.
Yeah,
He did.
Josh Jacobs.
On that,
Josh Jacobs, they hit.
On that note, yo, this was good fun. It's interesting to see. You know why Felipe looks like what he looks like is because he has a much higher level of what success looks like than we do.
Yeah, he's way more successful.
And
than
that's
us.
why.
I mean,
Expectation.
What's the?
Yeah, high goals,
do you wanna
bro.
leave us
You
with
gotta
an
have high goals.
Inspirational quote on that note.
Gotta have high goals.
That's it. Matan just said it.
I'm just saying, you gotta have high goals, and obviously,
You know what it is? You know what the quote is for that?
Success is looked at in very different ways.
Aim for the moon, land on the stars. That's
Hell yeah,
that's
Damn right.
Cardinals going 12-5.
There
You can have goals, but you should also be happy
Cardinals
with
shoot
reality.
for 12-5 and win 3 games. They land on the stars. You see what I'm saying?
Is that a star? I feel like that's like
Stars are first.
that might just be
Hey,
some
man, I'm
fucking
just saying, the Cardinals-
airplane in the.
The Cardinals were one of the tough ones because they're so bad.
Hey,
Nope, we're gonna have
Bro,
It's a
we're
sad one. It's
we're
a sad
so
one.
ready for football season. Yo, Adam, you're gonna be out for the next 2 weeks.
I
Jack will be
am.
out 2 weeks from now.
yeah.
I'll be out.
But
2 weeks from now.
when you
Some
come
shit.
back, football season will be
I know.
on the
I said we all-
cusp.
We
Yeah,
all
man.
planned this pretty well. Our vacations.
We need
before
it.
the
Yeah, because we're
season.
gonna turn up.
Everyone
come football
deserves
season.
it. We all need it.
Yeah, get ready for
It
football
will
season.
officially be the
everyone.
wrap of. I guess this is the wrap of technically season 1 of all of us being together.
We all kind of got some sick trips lined up.
Yeah,
too,
we're
low-key.
excited.
Oh yeah,
This is all tech. This is actually technically the end of season 1.
basically about to be. We're gonna finish up season 1, start season 2 of Caps Off just as the season is the football season is kicking off. So get ready for that.
Crazy, man.
Felipe said it. We're about to turn up for
I
this
know we've
NFL
gone
season. So
really
get
long.
fucking ready, you listeners.
I know
at
we've
home.
gone really long and
Yeah.
we're way over. Can we get like a 30-second of just like wrapping season 1 of like what was your best memory or happy with? I don't know. I know we're over time and we've gone,
Yes,
but like this is
and-
the wrap.
All right, end of that. Shit.
Let's get sentimental real quick.
It's crazy how much
I can go
love,
first.
man.
I'll
The fact
go
that we got paid to go to the Super Bowl and talk to all those guys and everything like that.
That
and
was a highlight, bro.
I'm getting the hat tattooed right here soon. for
That's
that.
nice.
I'm not doing the ass tat because I don't want 2 ass tats.
That's so
I
fair.
think you should only have 1 ass tat in
If
your
you
life.
get a tattoo at all, that's
So-
pretty
I'm
cool.
glad you got
Yeah.
some wisdom. I've been
I'll-
telling you
I'll-
not to do the ass tap from day one, bro.
Yeah, but I'm still getting
I was
tattoo
never
because
pro
I
ass
have like
tat.
100 hats, so it like kind of works.
No,
with
that's
that
dope.
angle.
Yeah, that's
No,
cool.
That's
That's
part of
cool.
your personality.
Yeah,
big
yeah,
hat
yeah.
guy.
So I think
What you
that'll
got,
be
Leap?
fun one.
What you got, Leap?
What best thing?
Just
Yeah.
like, what are you like the most proud
It was a
of
Super
or
Bowl.
happy
Get-
with?
get
Like,
sent to,
anything.
brother.
Super
want
Bowl.
my hand?
It was a Super Bowl. Nah, thanks, bro. It was a Super Bowl. Yeah, that's pretty cool to be able to go to the Super Bowl first year. Do the
Yeah,
podcast.
first
Patty!
That's pretty dope. You know, to be able to get like Wingo on and Wingo came on again.
Yeah.
So I'll say getting to the Super Bowl. I think a lot of people want to like. I talk to a lot of people who want to get into like podcasting and shit like that, and they always talk about that. Like, how y'all get to the Super Bowl?
Yeah,
bro?
that was the creme de la
I'm like,
creme.
it's kind of we didn't really get there. The company got us
feel-
there.
I
But
feel-
Yeah.
you probably won't get there first.
This-
but it's
Yeah.
cool.
This kind of like inspired you to start your own side thing too, like the success of
Yo,
this.
Felipe
Just-
is a
No,
content
what
creator.
inspires me is the green, baby. You know what it is.
I don't know why that sounds like a Chad
Was-
Ochocinco quote.
Was that the green
T.O.
or the dream?
The green.
Oh, the green.
Well, the dream is funded by the green.
I think it's pretty insane that we have not even been doing this a year yet, and that we have 120,000 followers on TikTok and a whole bunch of like a whole community of people who are actually willing to listen to us
crazy.
kind of spew nonsense. That's insane to me. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I would say individual memories. Super Bowl was super fun.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
I would say like coolest memory is like when people like come up to us and like recognize who we are and like that one kid asked for a picture. I was like,
Yeah,
what
pretty
the
cool,
fuck?
man.
Dude.
Dope stuff.
That's just crazy.
Mine would piggybacking off that. It's the combination of people buying into what we say and having fun, and then the other part is the 3 of you guys. And I'm very proud of us in putting in the fucking effort and time to not only build this into something, but also to like connect with people and random people. And obviously we've gotten a ton of fucking messages of making people's days,
That shit's
and
cool.
we act as, you know, like allowing people to forget about their hard lives. And, you know, I don't think we ever intended to necessarily get it to that point, but the fact that we can impact people, and I think makes us feel the most fulfilled out of this whole situation. So regardless of followers, regardless of being at the Super Bowl, like to connect with people and to have it resonate with people, I think it's by far my
Yo,
Dude,
keep
that message
DMing
that guy,
us.
like DM'd you was fucking
Keep
cool.
DMing us, bro. We love
Oh,
it.
he
Like,
did
DM us.
He
If-
DM'd me too, but the one he sent you was like really
If you like
Alright.
listening to this podcast, please DM us, and don't forget to subscribe. Send this to your friends. We got to wrap
Sorry
up.
for the
Please
long
share. Please share
episode.
with your friends for sure.
Thanks
for
for
the long-
listening to the Caps Off podcast.
Give us a rating on the podcast.
Facts. Thanks for listening to the Caps Off podcast. We'll
Love
see you
you.
next time. Peace.
Bye.
What would be considered a successful season for your team? Let us know in the comments. Also, if we get to 20,000 subscribers, if you share with your friends, Jack is going to get a Tua Tagovailoa tattoo. So please please share it with them. Also, give us 5 stars on Apple or Spotify. Do us a favor, all right? It helps us out. And lastly, for any betting advice, betting promos, go to thegameday.com. You are gonna find it all.